Are we going to start? We're starting?
Let's go. Show's
3, 2, 1.
This is a portal connecting our reality with alternate space-time continua.
Correct.
You know, I'm a 45-year-old space nerd.
Your things look hot. There is a space age quality to them. They're all looking forward. We think right here is where to go.
You know, free.
Welcome to the Galactic Coast Power Hour with John Ennis and Mighty Mike Taylor, the Galactic Guys.
Each and every one of us is a crew member here on Spaceship Earth
On Final Draft Radio.
That is right. This is the Galactic Coast Power Hour, but we are not coming to you from the ACU Texas studio on the top floor of the historic Gemini building just down the street from the home of human spaceflight. No, we are pivoting tonight and bringing you a special, safe, quarantine and social distancing edition of the Galactic Coast Power Hour and also of Draft Queens as a collaboration with Draft Queens Radio. My name is John Ennis, and tonight, as almost always, I'm joined by my brother in brew, Mighty Mike Taylor. What up, Mighty Mike?
Doing
So,
good.
Mighty Mike, I think our last episode we did over at Saloon Door, you were backpacking through Italy. How'd that go?
Well, that didn't go well.
Okay. Well, hey, man, glad to have you back. You know,
Welcome back, Mike.
and also joining us is our sister in brew, Sylvia, the beer-fed mother of Draft Queens Radio. Welcome back, Sylvia. It's kind of like we have the old team back together.
Yep. Getting the band back together.
And, of course, then we also have Lindley, also of Draft Queens Radio and Houston Girls Pints Out. What's up, Lindley? She there?
Lindley.
Oh, we must have lost Lindley. Although she did do a shotgun. I saw that.
She did a damn good one.
There she is.
Are you seeing me?
Did it start raining?
No, not yet. Thank God.
Okay. All right. Hey, glad you could join us tonight.
Yeah.
So this will be a pretty interesting show because if my math is correct, we have 4 hosts and about 6 guests, which is that's a lot.
Zoom style.
Crazy. Yeah.
So it should be a lot of fun. But I guess and I'll be honest, I've already run through my prep. So we're just gonna fly. We're just gonna wing it tonight. So how's everybody handling this? Is everybody pretty much self-quarantining or staying home? What have you been up to? I guess Lindley, I haven't talked to you since this all started. What's your average day looking like now?
Oh, I still go to work. We're essential business, so I got to go in every day.
You're one of the important essentials.
Apparently.
Awesome. Well, lucky you.
No, not really, but
Yeah, I guess we're all still kind of working. I mean, just in different. I know Mike's still going into the office. I guess Sylvia, you're pretty much working out of the house.
Yeah, software business never stops. So working really, really happy that I'm with a company that allows us to work remotely. So yeah, just been hunkering down, really just kind of trying to stay away from everyone.
So the big question I have for everybody, and I know the answer for myself, has your beer consumption increased or decreased over the last, say, 2 or 3 weeks?
Increase.
Okay, we got an increase.
same.
We got an increase for Mike. Lindley?
About the same for me.
About the same for Sylvia.
I say decrease because I don't get to go to my local bar anymore.
Totally understandable. Totally understandable. And
Yeah.
for me, it's actually increased, which is is kind of interesting because number one, I used to just drink out. I used to never drink at home. And number two, I guess you could argue drinking right now, does tax the immune system a tiny bit, but I don't care. I've been drinking. I've actually been drinking more beer at home than I probably ever have in my life. So.
Yeah, I'm going through a lot of my old stash and trying to rotate right now. So there's still beers coming out right now, so I need to move some things around. But since I'm home, I'm actually pulling the beers from the back of the fridge more often.
I just realized I forgot to hit record on the audio, but I just hit it now. Damn it! I knew I was gonna mess that up. But okay, so that's funny. So because you kind of have this chain in motion where you have beers coming your way occasionally, no matter what you do, right? So you got to make room.
Yeah, so I always have to keep several breweries. In fact, most of the breweries that are going to be on the call today have a mainstay at my house, and so always got to have some spindle tap, always some saloon door. I'm actually drinking right now a new beer. I didn't go to the back of the fridge for this one, but this is Kelly from New Braunfels. His Heaven Essence. This is a QA of barrel-aged mixed culture sour wheat beer. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
Crazy.
It's really good. And Kelly was nice enough to be our first guest on the Draft Queen show. So I figured this is for you, Kelly.
Awesome. And did I see something on social media that he was down here, or somebody from New Braunfels was down here delivering it?
Yeah, he was. He actually delivered this and a couple of other bottles. Order online. He was given a really good discount, but these folks are hustling right now. We're living in a very unusual time, and a lot of breweries' business models I feel are starting to kind of morph to be able to survive this. So
you got to pivot.
Yep,
got to pivot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of which, we do have our first guest in the waiting room right now. Do we want to see who it is?
Ooh, I'm excited.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I feel like we should just let him in and see what happens.
Let's do it. Let's get him in here.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah. Let me go move myself real quick. Hang on.
Oh, what up, Val? Nice.
What's up, bearded man?
Look at that beard.
What's up, dude?
All right.
What's
The
up,
whole
man?
family.
I know.
Yeah, we're over here canning right now, so let me go and get my shit set up over here.
Well, hey, that's a good segue into the. I mean, I guess Mike's going to be asking most of the questions, but canning is that part of your pivot based on the current situation?
Yeah, we are. We're doing canning and to-go orders right now. That's pretty much it. We just finally got our cans in today. We ran out last week, so we put on it when we're on back order now on the rest of them. So we're gonna fill up as many cans as we got and go from there.
So if someone out in the audience wants to place an order to come get a curbside delivery, how do they do that?
Yeah, you just go online, go to our website. Is it on our website, right, babe?
Get Lori over here. She knows what's going on.
Yeah. Here we kid. We need to be talking to Lori
network right now. So yeah, you can get online either on Facebook or on our website. Yeah, it's the link is through Facebook, and you just get on Square, and you can order them down. We started getting hit with as soon as we released it today. We started getting hit with orders, so we'll be filling cans like crazy tonight.
So what are your releases for this Friday? What do you got coming up?
So we have F and Hazy back.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we got our New England IPA coming back. We have Pink coming back.
Nice.
Our Montmorency Cherry Berliner. We got Berry. We got our Black Currant Sour. West Coast is back.
West Coast.
What else? We have some couples. We have a limited quantity of our Session Pale Ale coming out. I found a slim of our Pear Berliner. That's coming out. Yeah, that's kind of a little treasure that we got hidden in the back. We got some lemongrass, oatmeal stout, dry stout, barrel aged rye, Berliner.
Holy cow!
And I got really cool. I got a Belgian Golden Strong in the pipeline.
So, is there a way to select that when you go online to order? All those are in for selection?
Yep. And we put it right now. As we're filling them up and putting them in the cooler, we're starting to, we're just putting the quantity in Square, and it just, keep going, and it'll tell you when you run out.
So
how many we got going on?
It's all crowlers, no growlers, right? All cans.
Yeah. We're trying to push crowlers right now, just because of the whole touching nasty people perspective.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, passing germs, man.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a new world, man. Yeah.
It is. It's crazy.
So,
cheers, by the way, everybody.
Cheers.
Yeah.
With the West Coast. So,
Hey.
Hi, Lori.
So, are you furloughed or are you working remotely right now?
Yeah, I'm working remotely. Both of us are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're driving each other crazy. So how has this whole thing changed how often you're brewing?
A lot. So we started, I started probably a week or so prior to the craziness starting. I really started pushing beers out, and we started really doing a lot of double batches and just trying to fill up the pipeline. And literally, as we're canning today, the rest of this week and this weekend, we're going to be doing some power brewing. So we got a lot of.
Even though you can't have folks in, you're still running out of beer.
Yep. Yeah, we're pushing a ton of crowlers out. We just got in 1,400 crowlers, and we'll fill every one of those in the next day or so, and we'll probably push a lot of them. Wow. What up, Lily?
Hi.
I didn't even see you guys. Oh, there you guys are.
Swipe. You got to swipe.
I know, you got to swipe it.
Man, right about now, I wish I got into the crowler machine business.
I'm telling you what, you can't get cans, bro. You can't get cans. It's ridiculous.
Crazy.
No, there's a lot of restaurants here that can't get to-go stuff. To-go, stuff. So yeah, it's interesting times, man.
It is. It's crazy.
So have y'all thought about delivering, or that's not even in the question? You have so many people picking up, or have you considered delivering, or?
Right now.
Or is that something we need to fight for?
Well, we're TABC pretty much. There's a petition that went up to Senator Abbott about deliveries, and people are. I mean, Governor Abbott. Excuse me. But
we knew who you're talking about.
Doing it. They're delivering. People are delivering now, and right now, I think that we're in pretty good shape when it comes down to. Just say, I can see. I think we're in pretty good shape with it's pretty convenient. We fill them up, orders come in, we get them organized in the cooler. I just got another walk-in cooler. I'm going to show them real quick.
Oh, wow.
What?
Well, it's not really.
Let's see it. I'm excited.
Taking a tour.
Hey, I might be able to fit in here. Oh,
no. Look at this guy.
Yeah, so we're not walk-in cooler, you know what I mean, a door cooler. So we're
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Stack it up with Barry. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, we're kegging or canning 50 varies. We did 30 last week, and they were gone in like a day, like a couple hours. So we're doing 50 today.
Hey, Val, you guys have been having so much fun with the Ding Dong Ditch. Oh my God, I love the videos.
Yeah, so tell us about that. What was the idea behind that? And
that was Lori. Lori had a pretty cool idea. You want to explain the Ding Dong Ditch idea?
Oh yeah, well, I guess one night I've been bummed. I sit here and I see people come through the drive-through to get beer, and one day I just got emotional because I'm seeing my regulars, can't sit down with them, have a beer. So I was just bummed out. I just said, Val, look, we need to do something. Let's have some fun. And I said, I don't know what made me think of it, but I was like, let's just do this. And we hit one person up, and then it just kind of went from there. So
yeah, it's been kind of fun. So everybody is, as you can just imagine what social media is like with the messenger on Lori, she's getting pounded from all over Houston about, how many.
Everybody's sending their address?
Yeah, they are. They're sending. And so last night we hit 6 houses, and the night before we hit 3 or 4, and tonight we'll hit a couple, and tomorrow. And it's a fun thing. We found out like one of them, it was a girl who it was her birthday and she was down. So, 10 o'clock at night, she got a random doorbell ringing and a little gift with a bow on it, something like that. Kind of cool.
Yeah,
that is such a cool, sweet 16th birthday gift.
13,
I'm joking. I kid, of course.
No, we've had some people, they've gotten laid off but I think the stories we're getting just mean a lot. It's helped me, actually. It's kind of brightened me up because they have these great stories about when they've met us and just conversations we've had with them. And I don't know, it just was kind of special.
Yeah,
so.
it's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's a little morale pick me up for the team here. These guys are busting their asses. We're working on stuff around the clock, trying to, between brewing and keeping the brewery clean, just trying to keep them busy. And, it's kind of nice to be able to break away and go do something like this. And hopefully we don't get arrested.
So with all this, with
The media jumped on it too. I don't know if you saw that on the
I
ABC.
did. That was awesome.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm still waiting for my ding dong ditch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there in Pearland.
We got your address.
I know.
We'll do it like 2 a.m. We
So-
hit Cena last night. It was funny at like midnight.
with all this ramp up in canning, does this kind of seem like maybe you're kind of even starting to maybe do a switch into distribution? I mean, you're getting your canning practice in now, so you're perfecting that. So you're getting ready for that. So how's that window look?
Yeah, I think so ironically enough, when it was probably over a year ago is when I bought the canning machine. So and literally I am so thankful that I have over 300 cans in the pipeline sitting on the top of a cooler, just sitting there chilling.
Right.
And shit hit the fan, and we're like, okay, now it's time to go ahead and let's go ahead and use these and see how it goes. And it's actually, Square offered that, they're offering a, like
Their online store, yeah, they're waiving all the fees associated with that.
Nice. Awesome.
In terms of the monthly fee to use it, the swipe fees are higher, unfortunately. But anyway, they're waiving the rest of it, so that's cool.
Right. And people are, the thing about it too is that they realize, their staff is the ones that get hurt because they're not in here seeing, their guests and stuff like that. So, a lot of them are given, 20% plus, and that's all going to the staff.
Tips. Nice.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
To keep
So-
them and stuff.
How many cans have you done in a run so far? How many did you have for last weekend?
We went through almost 300.
Yeah, we went through 300 the first weekend.
First weekend, we did
That's all we
300.
had.
And we would have went through more if we had them, but right now I just literally about 2 hours ago we had 1,400 delivered. So as soon as we got them, we went to work and we're purging, sanitizing, and cleaning and filling them right now. So we're getting ready for tomorrow, and I'm already got my next order in. So because you can't get cans anywhere until like latter part of April to beginning of May. So after
Wow.
this,
So you have to get in line.
yeah.
Oh, wow. And are those 32 ounces?
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
Big gulp of Val's beer. Nice.
Hey, Val, I know that you sent some beers into a couple of competitions. How has all that been affected?
It's all been canceled.
All of it. So they send you your beer back, or
That's what I was about to ask.
I'm having a big ass party in Denver.
San
And,
Antonio, right?
no, it goes.
BBC?
Oh, went to okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, it went to the World Beer Cup. It all went to Denver, and they're just having a big party out there.
Drinking it. Have to dispose of it responsibly, right?
The best beer in the world is in one warehouse. That'd be a fun party.
That would be.
Yeah.
But they can only let in 9 at a time.
Right? Stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah, all of a sudden the party doesn't sound so fun.
Right?
Although it still has a beer, though. So that's an important ingredient.
what y'all drinking?
I'm drinking berry.
Of course.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Is your double on right now?
We actually just canned I
We're
think
almost out
20,
of it, right?
20 cans, and that ran out. So I'm gonna brew out this. Yeah.
What time do you open tomorrow?
4.
4 o'clock. 4 to 7. We're doing 4.
4 to 7.
4 hours.
Yeah. No,
So
3.
you set an appointment to come in or what?
No, it's a drive-through. So as soon as you come in, you'll see our parking lot. We have a little different setup, and people pull in and they drive through past the dumpster, come right in front of the canopy, give us your name if you ordered online. The guys go in, get your name order, hand it to you, and you're moving on. It's really convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a perfect world, would you prefer, for people to do it online using the Square scenario? I mean, that's probably the most convenient for you. Or I know, some clients of mine, they have delivery services and different things, but if they actually call the place directly and deal directly with the venue itself, they save on the venue saves some money on some fees. I mean, is that what's the perfect situation for people to get your beer tomorrow?
Right now, I think the Crowlers are the best option.
Just go online, do the link, do the square thing, pay. That way, it's already gonna be set aside. You pull up, boom, you have it in minutes, and you're out of the parking lot.
It makes the line moves faster, the drive-through line moves faster, and also I think it just helps minimize the risk of spreading COVID. Like
contact.
We're not transferring money or whatever, dealing with the money transfer and stuff like that. So that's why I prefer to do the online, so we don't have that kind of thing going on. So
not touch anybody's card, not touching money.
Right.
I mean, my staff's been doing
not
really
touching pens.
They take a pen, they take a clipboard with a receipt on it, ticket. They bring it back. They got a system in place. They put the card,
dirty ones
on one side, and then they clean it before they put it back to the clean side. So they're being really.
Now that's something I think only a brewer would do, because that's what I'm doing when I come out of the store. I carry some sanitizer every time I use it. Squirt that, because we're used to sanitizing everything anyway. So
right.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, can you do me a favor and grab me that plug? I don't know how much time we have left on here. I don't want my thing to die.
Well,
that would be a dramatic exit.
Your timing is actually perfect.
Okay,
I can give you a couple options. You can stay on with us for another 5 minutes as we do a quick intro to our next guest.
Ooh.
And then feel free to drop off anytime you like.
Okay.
But we're bringing on another brewer, so let's see who's at the door.
Cool.
Yeah, let's.
Do you have a ding dong noise that you can use?
I should have had one ready.
What's up, brother?
There he is. He's coming on.
Yeah, it takes a couple seconds for the audio to start coming through, but then after that, it kicks on. Bobby, can you hear us?
Ooh, I see. There he is.
Look, Val left his logo.
Maybe. That's proper placement, product placement.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
What's up, Mr. Back Pew? How you doing?
What's going on, guys? Sorry, it was doing some weird shit, so I had to figure that out.
Hey, we're all flying by the seat of our pants right now, so yeah, no worries.
I'm like super early. I didn't even have a beer yet. I mean, I was gonna at least pound 1 or 2 beers for you, maybe live. This is gonna be weird now.
Well, if I can recommend one, this is one that I just picked up at the local store. It's called Apostle from Back Pew over in.
I'll have to see. I don't know. Let me go see what I got.
All right. All right. In honor of Bobby, I'm gonna pop this bad boy open.
Yeah. And Val and Lori, you're still with us. You're welcome to stay with us as long as you like. I muted you for right now so that Bobby can go through his spiel, or you can unmute yourself if you like, okay?
No.
I want like 20 boxes on here. People.
We've got some time. We can make it happen.
I would have to swipe so much to see who's talking.
What you got, Bobby?
Apostle. I took John's recommendation.
Oh, right.
Nice.
I happen to have one. I don't know why. I don't know why I had one.
How's your day been today? Tell us about what you've been up to.
Me, I've just been doing this and that. Just it's weird. So today the big thing was, so tomorrow we're going to be canning the Tanuki, which is the release beers for the 4th anniversary party. So I spun it over to the Bright Tank. Yes, hazy beer people. I sent it through the centrifuge. I can't handle doing that. So, but the flavor was fantastic. I mean, it really pops. A lot of grapefruits coming through, big time. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. For those of you who don't know about it, so Tanuki, what I do at the brewery is I have a rotating IPA series. The reason why it's called Tanuki, being Back Pew, a lot of our stuff is kind of just normal Christian based. It's themed because we're in an old church, right? Well, for this beer, I was looking for something that we could just kind of reusing. I wanted to play with different IPAs. People are asking us new hops, new styles, new stuff like that. So I just wanted something I could keep continuing with. Well, Tanuki, from the Japanese lore, it's a shapeshifter and it's a raccoon. And so it was really fun to do that. And what we did with this one is it's fermented with Conan yeast. So a lot of punchy stone fruit, a lot of punchy grapefruit from the yeast. It's Mosaic, Huel Melon, and El Dorado. So a lot of grapefruit, a lot of fruitiness, all cold whirlpool. That was all the hop additions on the hot side, double dry hop on the fermenter side. big, juicy bomb. It's not technically a New England, I wouldn't say, just because I did send it through a centrifuge, but it's hazy, juicy, flavorful.
I love it how that you've come down to the dark side.
It's good. I mean, I like that. With that, I really find that with a lot of the beers I'm tasting, whether they be New England or even just another really tasty IPA, even my palate is shifting at times to more of that high chloride to sulfite ratio. So it's that softer, rounder IPA. We're seeing that a lot in the pale ales, IPAs, all of that. But even a high sulfate concentration like Hop Fossil, always tasty. 350 part per million sulfate. It still works. I like both, but at first, I wasn't sure how I sat on the high chloride ratio, but I do enjoy it. It's just a different drinking experience. So it depends if I want that more aggressive IPA like that night. Cause sometimes that's what I'm digging, or if I want that a little bit, what I call a softer IPA.
Yeah,
also increases the malt character as well. So.
Yeah. So that comes to the forefront. Usually you got, I like to use a lot of oats. I'm not huge on putting a whole lot of wheat into my hazies. It's just the way I like to do my recipes. So I really push the oats, and that gives it a nice protein roundness. This beer has mostly oats is going to be the driver for that, but it does have some wheat in it.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited, and I hate to burst your bubble, but I'm not getting sick of hazies, but I'm kind of getting to the point where I need
Come to the clear lager side.
Clarity.
It's about time, Sylvia.
Hey, you know what?
But it's funny though for you to make that move now, right when Bobby finally jumped onto the
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say.
So as soon as you broke Bobby down, you're gonna jump over. Is that what you're saying?
The cool thing is I'm ready. I'm ready for the lager train. Don't worry.
Right?
It's hard to get excited about a lager, but anyways,
I've got in golden doppelbox. That's what's next.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Doppelbox shotgun.
That would be fantastic. No, what I was going to say is that I feel like I'm not really the only one that's kind of like starting to slow down or slow the paces on the hazy game. It's not so much that like it's because it's hazy. It's just that I'm looking
Human nature.
quality.
Once something gets so big, you got to almost back off it a little bit, right?
I'm looking for more of that like juicy quality now where I don't even care what it looks like. And I never cared what it looked like before, technically. It just had that creamier mouthfeel that I loved. And so I don't know, maybe non-hazy tropical fruit IPAs, but with that bitter touch are making a comeback. I don't know.
All right. So Bobby, take notes for your 5th anniversary party. Sylvia's telling you what to brew.
But just out of curiosity, and just since we have time, I think, and we can talk beer, when you say hazy versus clear versus not, did you ever think that you got something out of it being hazy, or do you just think it was the way that they were processing it with the hops? Because I've heard some people who say if it's not hazy, it's not as fruity. I was like, that's totally not true.
No,
right.
I wasn't one of those. I mean, I got on board with the hazy game because of what it brought to, that flavor profile that it brought to the craft beer world, right? So it was very tropical forward. It was still an IPA, but the haze part was kind of an accessory. And so I can't say that I got on to hazy IPAs because they were hazy in appearance, and that was it. It was because of everything else, I mean, let's face it. It's really difficult for new craft beer drinkers to get into the IPA world. I mean, and hazy opened that door for a lot of people, and I love that about that style.
Sure. No, there's truth to that. Mike and I used to always joke that you never wanted to give somebody that was trying craft beer for the first time an IPA because it'd make their eyes bleed and they wouldn't try craft beer again for about 6 months.
Right.
So yeah. Of course, they also do call hazy was the style built by Instagram. So I think the appearance for a lot of people played, and I was just an observer watching this. I mean, the whole hazy revolution was just such an interesting thing to witness, and how it took off, and a lot of it was based on its appearance and Instagram photos and Facebook photos, and but I mean, like anything that gets so big, at some point it's gonna come back down to earth on some level. So I mean, it can't remain as huge as it was, forever.
Yeah.
But it's here to stay, I believe, and I do enjoy hazies myself. I mean, so.
So I know that you went live on a pre-sale for Tanuki. How's the delivery process working for back now in light of everything that's been going on? What have you guys been able to do, and how have you been able to still continue to deliver beer to the community?
So, by and large, when you go to a grocery store, liquor store, and you see it there, that has to do, we're with a couple wholesalers, so they're taking care of that part for us. As far as at the brewery itself, basically I have all my people home because I'm trying to get them not exposed at all. So when you order and you go to our online store and order it, I'll fill the order, but basically what it is you pay online, so I'm not handling any transactions, no money back and forth. And then I put your beer in your car, ideally your trunk, back door, or whatever, just to minimize the risk of cross-contamination between me and you. Because I want to keep everybody safe. Doesn't mean we can't have beer. The beer's fine. It's just we want to try to minimize that. So no walk-up service where you're like, oh, by the way, I'd like one can of hot pasta. That's tough. I don't know what to tell you. But so there are some weird restrictions around it with that. We've had some people who were bummed out about that, but they're the same people who are asking why they couldn't just come in the backyard and drink because we have 14 acres. And I was like, well, you're not getting it. And so we're going to keep doing this, even though you're a little disgruntled because it's the smart way to do it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of why it's done that way. And, at the end of the day, if they really want us to stop doing that, I mean, certainly we'll abide by it. It's just something where people want to buy beer and they're sitting at home. And so, why not buy it for me if you're in the locale? And we just joined Hop Drop, so that's pretty cool. And so they come get beer twice a week, and again, same kind of protocol. When they get there to pick up the beer, call me. Don't come in. They 2 times in a row so far. It's pretty funny. He tried to come in the door. I was like, dude, it's gonna be locked. And I saw him. I was like, I don't wait. He's got a call. He's got the same protocol. Call me, and I'll bring your shit out. It's real easy. I keep it real simple. I want you to be able to stay in your car and just drive off with a shit ton of beer. Like, that's what I want you to do. And so I want to make it super easy.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I mean, okay, so we're kind of talking with all the breweries about pivots, and obviously the current situation, requires a pivot. Now, I think out of all the guests we have tonight, you're probably one of the breweries that has probably more of a focus on distribution to package product. I mean, you're basically in every grocery store, even down here in the Clear Lake area. I mean, so how big an impact? I mean, and I'll admit, I'm not as familiar with how big a part of your whole business plan the tap room was, but I mean, how much has this impacted your business?
Significantly. The tap room business, nice shot there, Sylvia. I like that. A little bit of no before you. Hey, canned, still delicious. I don't know when you picked that up. I just sent Channing some. It's been in my cold bin, still delicious beer. But
this is the original batch.
Huh?
This is the first batch.
It's the only batch we've ever done. I'm not kidding you. I'll pull that beer out of my cold bin today and it'll still taste delicious. Low Dio, baby. Low Dio.
Hey, I'm curious, how many cans did people come to you with one of those cans to sign it?
Nobody asked me.
Did you and Channing ever end up breaking out the Sharpies and autographing those cans?
No, but I can't disclose any information about it, but we have an idea for an autumn-based product.
Oh, okay.
We think that could make a very sexy can label. So we'll see how.
Are you going to use leaves for coverage on certain areas instead of sitting by a river?
I mean, I don't know about coverage, but think about the way I see the label. We haven't talked about it, and so if Channing's watching, he needs to know that this is what I'm thinking.
You're about to tell Channing that you're going to pivot into
apple orchard,
video.
Because there's an idea for like an apple streusel based product, and we're skipping into the sunlight, probably bare-assed, and I think it's fantastic. But no. So as far as your question about the impact, even though we do have the distribution, a large part of our business is our bar friends, and when the bars and restaurants can't buy beer,
right,
keg business. The data from the Texas Craft Brewers Guild, as well as just the data supported by a lot of people. Chris Jurgen came by last night from Carbach, and so I was talking to him. Your 15, 18, 12 packs are going like crazy. 6 packs have actually suffered, and I'm not in 12; it's 15 or 18 packs. And so that's what we're seeing is that when people are there at the store buying, they're not buying for, like normally a 6-pack, you're like, oh, I'm gonna have this one. Maybe you maybe stop by tomorrow. If you're there, you're buying. And so because it's a lower price per can to buy the larger packs, you're picking the larger packs. And so huge uptick in 12, 15, and 18 packs. The 6-packs have actually kind of had a downturn. Not that it's impossible, but it's been kind of weird. For us, we've seen it relatively similar. But overall as a market, that's what we've seen. And you know, it's not crazy, right? Like if you're going to bother going out to the store, are you going to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to get a 6-pack? No. You're going to be like, fuck it, I'm like loading up. And so what's the best way to do that? Well, for those of us craft people, we're like, well, then buy a shit ton of 6-packs.
Yeah, that's what I just bought 3 6-packs. Yeah.
But normally, you know, what a lot of people do, if you've been in HEB lately, the drops and the mountains of Truly, White Claw, Miller Lite, and Bud Light are immense. Like you can't miss them. They're in the bread aisle, they're in the meat, they're in the whatever. They're everywhere, but they're moving because people are just picking them up and going home. Because all your guys who used to go to a bar at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon now have to drink from their house, and so you know that's all they can do, and they're taking suitcases of the shit home. Again, not a bad thing, but it's shifted where all that's gone. But it also shifts the focus on what people see in the beer aisle. So normally you walk through a beer aisle, you might have some end cap displays, you might have some signage, this, that, the other. Okay, cool, I want to try that, didn't know about that product. Okay, cool, I'll do that. Now it's just boom, like stacks of what you kind of already know from basically this circle being people who know beer. You're like, well, I know about that, I know about that. Why the shit is there this much Miller Lite here? Well, it's moving that much. And I'm just using that as a straw man, but it's throwing things off in a weird way. The other thing that I can tell you from a distribution standpoint is that's very difficult from like my perspective, where I had salespeople who would go out and try to help sell beer. We do in-store samplings. We tell the beer and wine stewards about our upcoming releases, get that moved in. We can't do that for 2 reasons. Number one, I don't want to just put my people out there to maybe sell, because the beer and wine stewards have a very weird schedule right now, because not only are they helping in other departments, food, things like that, but they're also, you know, being used in a certain way. So it's hard to know when to catch them, right? And so that puts a lot of things at risk to where we have to switch our business model. And we're basically, I don't want my guys to go out because the risk is much higher than the reward on, you know, maybe seeing a beer and wine steward, maybe being able to get that extra case of beer in there. It's just not worth it for the person. So the things that we did to really help influence and get more sales, we can't do anymore. And so we've lost that. So sadly, it's not a great report, but that's the facts about how it kind of goes. And I'm sure I'm not the only person in distribution facing the same issues, because anybody with an active sales force is facing the same exact problem.
Wow.
Yeah, that's intense.
That is.
What a challenge, man. You guys are pushing through it, but Bobby, you're welcome to stay on the call with us for as long as you like. We're going to bring in our next couple guest brewers. I'm going to start muting folks as we add more people. But thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'm looking forward to the beer this weekend and trying Tanuki. I also offered everyone here on the south side of Houston, if you want to try Bobby's new hazy IPA, let me know and I'll bring it down to you. We'll find a spot to meet up. So I got you, Val. I got you.
Hey, I'm in on that, Sylvia. I'll pitch in on that. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'll be making a run up either Friday or Saturday, and then I'll also probably have a second batch coming mid next week through Hop Drop. So thank you, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby, for people that real quick, for people that want to, can Bobby give his information, how people can get to go? Is it visiting the Back Pew website right now, or Facebook, or just calling ahead of time? So what's the best way for people to get beer to go from Back Pew?
Sure. Yeah, we got Hop Drop, so you can go to their website and search for it. If you're going to come to the brewery, just go to our website. I have a banner and a pop-up. It's annoying as hell, but I need you to know where to go.
Can't miss it.
It ends up sending you through Square. The only thing you can't do there is buy kegs. And so we've had some people ask about kegs. Just call the brewery. I'll get with you. Just because of keg deposit, stuff like that, it doesn't really work through Square.
Sure.
And we'll get you set up. I'll send you an invoice. But that's the best way to do it. Certainly the best way for me to sell beer. So if you can, I'd certainly appreciate it. But it was great to see you guys. I'm going to get another beer. I'm going to hang out. I see Val being muted. So I'm going to sit there with him in the mute section for a while. And we'll hang out.
Hey, cheers, Bobby.
He muted himself. That's not even fair.
I unmuted. I figured it out.
Oh, damn it. I know it. Otherwise, I'm going to say something stupid.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to let in our next two guests. We have a dual combo with our next.
Oh, a duo.
Oh, what is this?
What
is going on here?
What's up, John?
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh.
Welcome, John Denman of Drink of Ages and Jersey Moore from Spindle Tap Brewery.
Oh,
there he is, man. Nice.
It takes a couple seconds for the audio to kick on, but once you guys can hear us, let us know. John, can you hear us?
So, Jeremy,
I see Jeremy.
I can barely see Jeremy. His face.
What up, Jeremy?
We have a let's
Murder the dog.
Hot mic alert.
hot mic. Who is it?
Not me, I don't think.
I think Jeremy's dog is yelping.
John, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Oh.
Oh, hey.
Hey,
Welcome
John,
to
love
the
you,
show.
buddy.
There he is.
We're right down the street.
What you drinking on?
What is that?
John,
Apparently
is that
8 was the
you?
magic number.
Is that you with the hot mic? You got some audio in the background? What is this?
Yes.
Jeremy, how are you? What you drinking on?
Oh, there it is.
You gotta unmute yourself. Let's see.
Unmute yourself.
Alt A.
Oh, no, you're muted.
Fucking circus.
Good, good, good.
Jeremy.
Here's a sound that you all know very well.
Oh.
Is that one?
Trying to figure out whose audio's going in. But
Hey, if you hear a high-pitched sound, you're supposed to chug.
I do have a growler. I can do it.
Jeremy,
Yes, yes.
how
Yes.
are things at the brewery?
Good. Good.
Good.
Are we on right now?
Yeah, you're on, man.
Oh,
What's up,
shit.
Jeremy?
If you want to, you can swipe depending on what you're doing. If you're doing mobile, you can swipe to see everybody that's on.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck is that?
Starting to get a bit unwieldy. Hey, John.
Well, now there's 2 of us. There's 2, so you have to.
Hey, John Denman.
That's King Denman.
Hey, your beard's looking really magnificent on camera.
And the light is eating it up.
I'm not sure that he can hear us or not.
It's feedback. It's feeding back into their microphone.
Let's see who it is. Let's kick John off.
Yep.
Hello? Oh.
Hey, just to be fair, Dimon usually has GJ Muskrat to help protect him from things like this. So just that in mind.
That's true. That's true. Jeremy, I'm glad you joined us today. What's been going on? How's Spindletap doing? And I guess how has this whole Rona thing really affected your life as a brewer?
I mean, honestly, not that much so far. We're still rocking and rolling. Grocery stores are still taking beer, so we're still packaging it, sending it out. But we'll see here in the next few weeks how things continue to change.
Yeah, has your brew schedule changed any?
Not just yet, but it's about to.
Okay. Well, you missed it. I did a shotgun of one of my new favorite Spindletap beers, the Vienna Lager. Bobby, you'll be happy to hear about that. I really love this beer. It's fantastic.
Yeah, well, that's the Brewery Crusher. That's our end of run shotgun beer. That's usually what we're sipping on at the end of a shift.
Yeah. So I know the tap room's closed. You guys are doing business as usual as far as delivery, or not delivery, but you are doing delivery through Hop Drop now. But
yeah.
How's the whole pickup situation been working out for you guys?
I mean, honestly, pretty well. Our tap room business has seen quite a big uptick, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving a lot of beer out of the tap room. People are still coming by. People are stocking up. So thankfully it's actually been pretty good.
Good.
Nice.
Good. And I know that, whoa, hold on a second. I know that the food truck, Texas Pizza, has also been doing some deliveries as well. And then I noticed that also Spindle Tap Coffee made its debut on Hop Drop. So that's exciting news.
Yeah, you can, you've always been able to order the coffee and have it shipped. Now you can get it actually delivered locally. JJ and Elizabeth with Texas have been smoking a ton of meat.
Yeah.
You can order brisket, pulled pork, chickens, occasionally burnt ends, you name it. They're barbecuing it up, and they're even delivering it to you now. So
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I know you stay in Missouri City. How?
Yeah. Mo.
Yeah.
No City.
Which, by the way, thank you for joining me the other day when we went and got crawfish at Texas Leaguer. Oh
yeah.
my gosh, what a great time! Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, that dude Crawfishman, he makes some of the best bugs around, and I'm sure if you've ever had anything from Texas Leaguer, those guys kill it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and I just don't go over there because it's just a little further away from my normal stopping grounds. But man, what a great time. So, what have you been up to?
I mean, now life is normal, man. Working, being happy and lucky to still be working, still making beer. Other than that, just watching a lot of Netflix with my wife.
Oh gosh, you're not watching that.
What's your favorite Netflix show right now? What's
Tiger King. Everybody but Sylvia's on this shit.
Fuck Carol Baskin.
Fuck Carol Baskin. That bitch in Florida. Check under that septic tank.
I watched the first episode and I'm fine. I'm good. It's good.
Yeah, I was about 10 minutes into the first episode and I lost my attention.
It's a beer style. I don't know where it's going to be yet. Probably, I don't know, like a hazy, like wheat lager. I don't know. It'd be weird.
A hazy imperial stout.
Something exotic.
Yeah, something exotic. It's got to have pineapple juice.
And Tiger Blood.
Tiger Blood.
Oh gosh.
Liger tails.
Dry hopped with
Abomination.
She is involved somehow.
I'm really happy that none of you guys posted any weird April Fool's beer releases. Thank you for that.
I was hoping they were going to do a glitter one. Just piss you off.
No glitter, I hope. No, gosh, no.
Lindley, you're on Wi-Fi, aren't you?
Yep, I sure am.
And she's outside.
I got to sit outside. Yeah.
She's waiting for it to rain.
You've been hanging out in the garden a lot too. I noticed.
Yeah, watching those butterflies.
So Jeremy, have you noticed any? Has Back Pew? I mean, has Spindle Tap made any kind of pivot? I mean, has there been any? I mean, you mentioned I guess the brew schedule's been pretty consistent, but it might kind of change. I mean, is there? I mean, obviously no tap room, no on-site sales. It's all to go. Obviously no delivering to bars right now. I'm assuming, unless there's a couple of renegade bars out there. But so what's what's Spindle Tap? What's the kind of dialing in? What are they doing right now? What are you guys doing?
I mean, right now, obviously with the bars, restaurants closed, nothing's going into kegs. We're putting as much as we can into cans. We're fortunate enough to have a canning line and distribution outlets that we have somewhere for the beer to go. But right now, it's just putting as much of it in cans, getting as much of it to distributors and out to the market as we can, and just kind of playing it by ear from there.
Right. Crazy times.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to impact a lot of businesses, but I've just been so impressed of how breweries have been handling this so far. It's been really amazing to watch the community come out, and support the breweries that they're going to all the time.
I mean, people are constantly still filing into the tap room, taking beer to go, and it's incredible. A lot of them you see have beer from other breweries. They're they're making stops all around town to try to keep this thing going, try to keep moving beer out of places. And I mean, you're absolutely right. The community is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. They're getting it direct from the source, direct from the brewery. They're not going to, the second, going to a store. They're getting directly there. So, one thing that's been kind of interesting. So, obviously there's been a couple changes to, I guess, TABC, I guess, in the short term for bars and restaurants. But, there's a big push to allow Texas brewers to deliver and ship beer. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? Obviously, you're probably for it, right? Do you envision a time? And this is for Val, this is for Bobby, this is for everybody. I mean, where breweries have their own delivery force. And I'm not, obviously already partnering with operations like Hop Drop, which is awesome. But I mean, is this a time to? I always look at a negative situation. You always try to turn that around and get a positive out of it. Every challenge brings an opportunity, and maybe this is an opportunity for breweries to gain more ground, as far as the law goes. What do you guys think about that? I'm just throwing out to Val, Bobby, and Jeremy.
Jeremy, go ahead, bud.
I'm 100% for it. I mean, Texas beer laws are archaic as shit. It's about time we got with the times and allowed common sense things like delivery to consumers. So
can you imagine if we didn't get beer to go last year?
Oh, we'd be fucked. I mean, a lot of these breweries would be dead in water right now.
Now, I think every brewery we've got planned to visit us tonight wasn't affected by the beer to go, because that was just production breweries. And I think all three of y'all are brew pubs, correct? Bobby, and I think same thing with 4J and with Saloon Door. But yeah, that was huge. Texas was literally the only state that didn't have beer to go for production breweries. So yeah, that's crazy. But now it's like, what's the opportunity? What's the next grab? Bobby, what's the next thing that, what's the next grab for brew pubs? Because this is, it's a challenging time. So it's time for, how can we turn this into a positive?
Well, I think first I want to comment quickly on the first question put out there about the beer delivery service, right? So you got to think about it on several levels. Number one, from our perspective, how much do you want to shit in your customer's eye, basically? So, I rely heavily on H-E-B specs, Total Wine, Kroger, things like that to sell a vast majority of my beer when I cannot be there. Understandably, they would be somewhat emotional about the fact that I could deliver my product directly to the consumer. And now keep in mind that I have a different profit margin when I'm looking at delivering it directly to my consumer. So I could undercut them on price easily and make better or, same or better money. So it's not as straightforward of a situation as that. However, I do think that being the case, allowing us to ship beer or to sell beer to consumers makes a lot of sense for multiple reasons. Number one, say we have a program with a very small batch system, whether it be a sour program with barrels, whether it be just barrel-aged program or just fun one-offs. We want to ship our customers who want to join that program 2 cans a month or whatever the release rate is. Why can we not just ship that? That's stupid. That makes no sense. And the reason is because ethanol is considered a dangerous substance. That's true, and it's 95%. But at the percentage of in beer, it's not going to blow up in the back of a truck, which is what their concern is. Like what the UPS driver has, it spills. If beer spills, you cry a little and you move on. And you go maybe buy one, pour some up for your homies, and then you move on with life. It wasn't a good day, but it's not the end of the world and nobody's died, right? So why not let that happen? So from that perspective, that makes a lot of sense. The problem is there is very 0 and 1 mind thing. 0, don't let it happen at all. It's all got to be constricted. It's all got to go through this. 1 is, well, if I allow this to happen, then what, this huge boulder avalanche thing's going to occur. And all these people are put out of business. Neither of those things are true. But you do need to think about it from both perspectives. I do think that it should be allowed. But at the same time, keep in mind, you do have people who we really rely on to do a lot of our sales in those people, to where I want to keep them as great customers. But selling beer online isn't going to kill that. Not everybody's going to be like, you know what, I'm going to go to backtubebrewery.com and order all my beer for the next 8 months online today. They're not going to do that. They're going to buy it when they go to the store to pick up some steaks or some this or some that. It's just going to continue to be that way. And we want that healthy relationship. That's not a bad thing. But the fact right now that we're so restricted just makes absolutely no sense at all. So it's a great, like Jeremy was saying, it's a great trial time of, look, we were able to sell beer to go. The grocery stores did great. We did great. Nobody died. The world didn't catch on fire, didn't blow up. That was a virus problem. Had nothing to do with beer. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, and then from my perspective, this is all new to us. We haven't done anything because, just like what Bobby was saying, being a small brewery, we're only putting out a couple hundred gallons of bags at a time, and being able to put that out in cans now, with this whole craziness going on in the world, it's actually kind of a new, different business model that we're looking at. We're going to look into doing this further, as we do this. When we got another cooler that we got now, we'll start stocking it with some cans, and maybe look at different size cans too, and maybe look at a small canning system down the road and stuff like that. So,
well, it's definitely the biggest pivot for you, Val, because up until this all craziness happened, I mean, you're selling everything on site in glassware, boom, and that's what's actually made your pivot so impressive in my mind is you've pivoted and you're owning it, man. You can now order your stuff online and come pick it up. So, cheers to that, man. I mean, that's some cred there.
No crazy beer ideas from all this Corona stuff, right? Nobody's naming anything, right?
Well, what we should do is at least recognize the fact that so Corona is down overall because people inherently associate that with that. But shouldn't we be kind of happy with that? I mean, because Corona is quite awful.
It depends on your take.
Well, and the funny thing, I mean, they correct me if I'm wrong, but they were actually killing it up until recently, right? I mean, Corona was, really. I mean, I actually have done some work with Constellation Brands, and I know the local Corona guy, and business was good up until this, and he's actually still sharing on Facebook things suggesting that maybe they're not hurting as bad as everybody thinks they are.
But let's talk about the beer. Let's talk about the beer for
right. Fair enough, yeah.
Let's hold on here. Regardless of the brand. Literally, they pre-skunked the beer. Have you ever heard the story about what happened when they went to cans? Do you know that?
No, but
lay it on us, man.
With Uncle Bobby. So when Corona went into cans originally, it really didn't do great. People were stoked to have cans, especially in the Texas area. Anywhere who's like, oh, great, cans, not just bottles, right? Clear bottles, they're garbage anyway, but can't have bottles here. And so they put it in cans, and then they kept getting terrible user feedback. They were like, this is not the same beer. It's a terrible beer. I don't know what you did to the recipe. And the brewers were like, we did the same exact recipe. So they hired a brewing consultant, and they paid him like $500,000. And here is his assessment, and it was true. Your beer doesn't suffer the same amount of UV degradation in the can that it does in the bottle because the bottles are clear and left outside on the dock for a while. It goes to shit and gets skunked, and then it gets shipped. Whereas in the can, because it doesn't allow light through it, tastes just like the good beer that you made in the first place. So his solution, again, $300,000 or $500,000 for this guy.
I know where you're going.
He installed a tube of high-intensity UV light in the packaging area, and he pre-skunks the beer prior to canning. So he just douches it with light to skunk the fucking thing, and then they can it. And then everybody said, this tastes great.
This is it. This is the Corona I know.
It's a skunked Vienna lager. Quit buying skunk Vienna lager.
Lindley, are you drinking Coronas tonight? Lindley and I sometimes go out and drink Coronas.
I am not. I only have Dos Equis as my shit beer in the fridge right now. So
It happens. If there's nothing else to drink, I did that at the airport when I was coming back from Michigan, and I was like, this is awful, but if it's cold, I'll drink it fast, and then you're over with it. I didn't think
there wasn't even Shiner or Heineken an option. I mean, usually that's,
No.
Heineken's just as skunked as Corona is.
Right.
Right. Well, for the price point. But, okay, so, clear bottles, I don't know. So Parish Brewing Company just released their Kettle Sour. Their Sip series is now going to be distributed in Houston, and it's in a clear bottle.
Now, is it going to be allowed in Houston right now? Because, from the press conference I saw with the governor, there's police, on all the highways keeping people out from Louisiana, right?
It is on the shelves of Pearland, or no, it's in Pasadena with our friend
I guess they got to let commodities go through, right?
Westbound and
down. Yeah, it's only for personal travel that they're stopping you. If it's commercial stuff, you're allowed to go
Right.
back and forth.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Sorry.
They
so
stop the
front-
driver, but they send the beer through somehow.
Yeah.
Trebuchet.
These are crazy times.
But I don't know, is that beer going to be skunked because it's in a clear bottle? Do kettle sours get skunked as quick as like a lager would?
There's usually 0 hops in them, so it shouldn't be as effective.
And tastes are good. Coming from those guys, it's going to go pretty much from their facility to a shelf, and it's going to be in a covered container the whole time. It's not going to be an issue. Corona has a tendency just to kind of store their shit outside. I mean, it's pasteurized. At least that's my understanding. Again, why the whole analysis was done. They're like, yeah, you package all this beer and you just put it outside. They're like, yeah, who cares? It's pasteurized. Doesn't matter. It's like, well, because it's making it shitty. And they're like, no, it's like, that's how we've done it forever. And he's like, all right, well, then we'll have to do that inside because that's not the way cans work.
Gosh.
So chances are good they should not suffer the same consequence. Plus, Prairie has the name, and they have the name. It'll sell fast enough. You should never have that much UV light to where it'll be a problem.
Yep. Well, I'm hoping that all this blows over pretty quick. One of my favorite things about supporting Houston beer is going out to the tap rooms and just having a blast. It's
this is making us all introverted. This is crazy. I mean,
fantastic for us introverts.
Right.
Awful for business, but great for me.
Well, I'm an outgoing introvert, so I'm kind of like at a loss, and I kind of like it too. I don't know.
What is that? What is that, John? What's an outgoing?
Well, that's a joke my wife and I have. I'm the outgoing introvert, and she's the shy extrovert, whatever that means. So we have a good yin and yang going. That's a book we're gonna write one day. I don't know, maybe sooner than later. Because right now, owning a restaurant and bar magazine is not really, the ideal scenario. So we'll see.
It's more of a one-page flyer, still closed.
Well, fair enough. And now it's a mobile app.
Does everyone have some drink in their glass still?
Yeah.
Okay, well, unfortunately for Mike, I was gonna say, how about we just chug this and get another beer?
Hey, should we do a little? Hold on. Should we?
Lindley has a growler, I think.
Should we do a Glut Coast chug bumper real quick?
Hey.
We're gonna do Glut Coast chug bumper right now.
They're all we could afford.
We should all pitch
Galactic Coast Power Hour. More with these two. In just a minute.
It's okay, Mike.
All right, I'm back.
Really awful at chugging beer. I don't know why, but I much prefer shotgunning.
Did we just go to break?
No, we're still here. We just we did a little chug scenario.
We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're
It's rinse time though. Let me rinse the glass.
This is called controlled chaos.
Hey, the good news, no one has to drive home.
True. Yeah, Val does. Although Val, your commute's not too bad, right? I mean, you're it's.
Hey, you're clearly still at work.
I can walk home. We're trying to can as many as we can tonight, so our cans just got here.
Now, Val, I'm sure there's been a time or two you've actually spent the night in that facility, right?
Pretty damn close.
Okay.
Or because what
All right, so
happens
that means Val needs to chug another one.
I know, I just did. Let me get another one. Be back.
Any El Jugos lined up for the future, Jeremy?
Not in the near future. No. We do have.
I'll have some in the fridge that I pulled them out.
Oh, look at that, El Jugo.
We do have.
Now, Spindle Tap has a new release, right? I think you guys have a new release or about to be new release, correct?
Yeah, I mean we're still on our hazy double release schedule. We're doing another in the Wrestling Move series, Sweet Chin Music, and then Candy Green's making a comeback on the next one.
Okay, nice.
Love it.
Yes.
I think we have a little bit of time to spare, and I would like to applaud Lindley Todd for her shotgunning, her commitment to shotgunning. Most of you can't see this on a regular basis, but I just have to say that I'm always impressed with her commitment to shotgunning anything she really has around. And it can go from a very rare hazy to whatever she has. And it's quite impressive because I finally did my first input to the whole group last week. I did one. I think Lindley upped me at like 4 that night. I can't, but I applaud
That's
you.
what I posted was
well.
4. There were more.
Is this the Friday shotgun scenario that we're talking about now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Robbie from Brash for putting that together.
I'm surprised.
So should we do a shotgun for that here in a minute? And it'll have I'm looking at a window. I'm looking at like seven people. Should we because Sylvia, you're video capturing this, or maybe I should actually. I think I can do screen capture too. But should we do a shotgun, which would be our second or third shotgun of this episode, apparently. But for some of us.
Maybe we have 3 more guests to come on tonight.
Well, okay, yeah, you're right. Then we shouldn't do it now because yeah.
We should wait until we get another lady on the line, and then we won't. Well, I was gonna say, yeah, we're still outnumbered. Dang, where's Lori at?
Lori, come shotgun.
But yeah, we should definitely do that.
Yeah, because 2 of the 3 next guests are females, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, she's representing you, Jeremy.
What's up?
Yeah.
What up? Nice shirt, Lori.
What's up?
She just went. There's more.
They needed another
She just reloaded. Well played, Lori.
They needed.
West Coast, baby.
They needed another vagina.
West Coast.
You need to have another vagina on the podcast.
It's important.
Please.
That's true. We need balance.
Good thing this is not a PG-13 show.
Thank God. I was going to ask you if I could cuss or not. But
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't drop the V-bomb.
It's BG-13.
Were we supposed to ask before we started cussing? I don't.
It wasn't on purpose. It's just the way I speak.
I speak Bobby very well.
Hey, Mighty Mike, what's the over/under on F-bombs thrown on a Galactic Coast Power Hour show?
Me and Mark, who will be on. Mark's coming on later, right?
No, share day.
No.
Share day.
We have the record, I think, with 314.
318. 308, according to the station. According to the FCC.
I didn't know this. I didn't know we had a record. This is a way different show.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was just. I mean, that was like every third word. That
Samuel
episode.
Jackson style?
Yeah. There was some pre-gaming going on.
Understandable.
Can I do a quick toast to all of our retail employees that are watching our show today? Lori
Retail,
Sadler,
service industry, hospitality industry.
everyone that works the front lines of the beer industry and restaurant industry. Cheers
Bars
to you
and
guys,
restaurants.
man. Thank you.
Cheers, man.
I was just in. So you guys were talking about specials or not long ago. So just because great bar in like the Loop, if you guys know Rudyard's, longtime British pub there, huge
Absolutely
craft. Lilia runs a great show there. The new chef there is fantastic. He used to be a pizza chef, so his pizza's fantastic. So I stopped by there for some pizza last night. Waiting in line, they were like, "Hey, by the way, 2 for 1s. You drink one now while you're waiting, and the other one you can take to go." I was like, "Is it poke shit in the woods?" Like, I don't know, but probably. And so I had that. And but I mean, yeah, they're still working, trying to do something, trying to both feed people, both trying to have a job. I mean, they should be supported. So thank you to all of those people, and anybody who's going to do that, please really pay attention to their rules. Everybody's got rules trying to keep you safe, trying to keep their people safe. Follow them. It's going to be weird compared to normal times, but please follow them. There's a reason.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you said that. And on that note, I mean, I've got like 65 clients right now that, all their businesses have been, basically almost shut down. I mean, some have been able to transition into go. And we're finishing up our April issue, which we've transitioned into a to-go and delivery, food, and on the other side's alcohol to-go and delivery guide. So, I mean, there's so many bars and restaurants, and obviously we're down on what I call the Galactic Coast, the Clear Lake Bay Area, the home of human space flight, the waterfront capital of Texas. And there's so many bars and restaurants that are just trying to stay alive to at least keep their people employed right now. I mean, that's all they're trying to do. They're not making money. they're putting together all these awesome packs. I mean, I could name off 20 restaurants right now that have survival kits, whether it be Red River Cantina, Bacchus and Kima, and they're all just trying to keep their people employed right now. And they're putting together, whether it be crawfish to go or, and obviously now they can actually do, they can fill growlers, they can do a lot of things that they couldn't do before. But this is a challenge right now, challenging times right now, and I've got a lot of clients. I mean, we're putting out a revenue-free issue in April right now, just to try to help our clients, because I mean, the hospitality, the service industry, the entertainment industry is being, I mean, it's under attack. I mean, literally, it's under attack. So, anything y'all can do to, and now actually a lot of the restaurants, they've brought their prices down. I mean, they're really trying to, they're doing catering. I mean, they're really competitively priced with even grocery stores on a lot of stuff. So, consider that. And also, I always say tip people too. So yeah. It's these are challenging times, man. I mean,
we got a new
crazy.
guest coming in. We got a new guest coming in.
Yes. Awesome.
Ding dong.
Hi, Sharday.
Sharday, what's up?
Oh, I gotta move again.
Galveston Island.
Nice.
Takes a second for the audio to come through, but
There it goes.
once you can hear us, let us know.
I'm gonna put a little Galveston Island in my Galveston
Hello.
Island. What up? And it looks like she's actually at Galveston Island right there.
I am. I was trying to equalize the vagina. Oh, the cat ran off. She was just here, and I had her. Thought it wouldn't connect. So.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, and obviously you're coming to us from an island. So how's the pivot been from Galveston Island? Obviously, lots changed in the last couple of weeks. But you've got a, pretty good to-go business going, filling growlers, selling cans, actually release new cans. Obviously, I was able to pick up some Galveston Island at a local store today. So obviously that's still going on. Boom, there it is, right? Is that the math is hard?
Yes, it is. Set to release tomorrow. But yeah, man, things have been going good. We've been, just holding on for dear life like everybody else has. We were rocking and rolling when the beaches were still open, but we've kind of seen a big hit with the beaches being closed now. It's something for people to do. And, now we can't even go to the beaches. So people are really hunkering down here in Galveston. So times are a little tough, but I think it's like that for everybody.
So
absolutely.
Has your beer to go orders been like? Have y'all been servicing beer to go constantly?
Yeah, absolutely. So we start at 10 in the morning. We really don't see a pickup till probably noon, and then 3 to 5, it's pretty steady. So people are coming in
every day.
Every day. Well, on the weekends it's 1 to 5, but every day, yeah, we see a steady flow of people. So we're super grateful. A lot of regulars coming in. They drink with us every day. So I think it's a little normality for them to see us every day. And then just a lot of people that are like, hey, we want to support local business, and we've actually never even been here before, but we want to help you guys out. And that's been really awesome to see some new faces in here too.
Nice. So if there's some people even on the mainland that want to support local, want to support coastal, obviously they've picked up Galveston Island from stores and bars and restaurants, but they, should they call a phone number, visit a website? I mean, what's the best way to set up a to-go order from Galveston Island?
Sure, definitely. So the best way to do it is call us. You can give us a buzz. You can always harass us on social media too. We've been blowing up on social media just because everybody's on social media right now. But yeah, give us a ring and you can place an order. And we're pumping a lot of beer out to the distributor and getting those store shelves stocked as well. Again, everybody's shopping and eating and drinking, and there's not much else to do. So we're definitely putting a lot of beer out there. And this one will be out there Friday.
All right, so I'm typing right now into the field of the live stream. Galveston Island phone to go. I assume it's 281.
409, baby.
409. That's right. We're on an island. What am I thinking? 409.
740.
Hey, Sharday, thank you for joining us. I know that you were scheduled to come on a Draft Queen show before all of this got started, and we were really excited about doing kind of like a mom show, because you became a mom. So I'm happy that you're here with us. Tell me about the beer that you keep holding up and teasing me with.
Oh, this one's just Causeway, but then I also have a handy Math is Hard, just in case.
Well played, like that. Double fisted.
If I'm going to talk about it, I have to be drinking it, you know.
Yeah. Lindley, what are you drinking?
My beer's outside. I had to move inside. It was getting too dark, so I'm all over the place. But sorry. I got to go get it in a minute.
But we can hear her better.
Hey, should we have a double IPA talk? Because Galveston Island just launched a new one. Bobby, you know, and actually I just finished the last of the 6-pack of the double IPA that you had. Saloon Door has a double IPA. I actually finished, I was hoarding a Art-Car or the double Art-Car IPA, and I just had the last one of that. I mean, everybody's doing a double IPA right now. So, you know, let's talk about the Mathis Hard double IPA right now, I guess. And I would love for Bobby to give a chance, and when we have Josh on, he'll talk about his. And I know Val's probably brewed a double IPA over the years, you know, so you know, possibly. So we'll let him talk about that. I mean, should we talk about some double IPA action?
Yes.
Well, the Galveston Island do one because Sade just came on. If she's got one, she should talk.
Exactly. That's actually what brought me to, you know, you know, and maybe I just made a fool of myself, but correct me if I'm wrong, but Mathis Hard, that's a double IPA?
It is a double IPA.
Oh,
So
thank you. I was so scared. Okay.
So scared.
For a second, I was like, oh, shit.
It's actually a series that we're doing this year. So this was something that's been in the works for us for a while. And we're releasing 3 taproom favorites that have been super popular over the past 5.5 years. And yeah, and so this is the first one. Mathis Hard was a beautiful mistake that we made a little while ago by putting absolutely way too many hops into this beer, and they're all Cryo, Mosaic, and Simcoe, and it's a freaking hot bomb. It's such a freaking good beer. A very expensive mistake, but usually that's the most beautiful mistakes.
You know, I like the term beautiful mistake. I'm in graphic design, and we've talked about happy mistakes for a long time, but beautiful mistake, that's even more powerful. So that's awesome.
Yeah, actually on the back of the can it says, let's face it, math is hard, so hard that sometimes you make delicious mistakes and double the hops. Is it math or a masterpiece?
Ooh, nice. There's some artwork there. Yeah. There's a wordsmith involved in there somewhere.
We make up our own words here all the time. We're really good at that.
Respect. Nice.
What do I got to do to get Mark to brew that Perdido Porter again?
Oh man, that's from the vault. You got to get, you know what you have to do? You actually have to get Mark to brew again to get that beer.
Wow.
That's the challenge. He sneaks
I'll bother Sarah and we'll see.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sarah did just brew another IPA though. She brewed her Painted Lady. So that one will be coming out soon. That's a good one.
I love that beer. It's such a good beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's the 2020 Pink Boots Society Hot Blend. So it's gonna be yum yum.
So how's the pivot been at Galveston Island? I mean, obviously you all have had to. I mean, you still are able to send cans to you know packaged products. So you're still in grocery stores and liquor stores. Obviously, probably not sending any too many kegs out to bars and restaurants. I'm guessing, and then now sending to go. So what's the pivot been like?
The pivot's been crazy. I think the craziest thing is we're always busy. We're a small business. We have a small staff. So all of us are always running around like crazy. And for a lot of us to be leaving really early in the day and power washing the deck and finding some random things to do, it's different. We've stopped brewing for the most part. We're really just brewing to keep our yeast nice and healthy. But what's in the tanks is, we'll see where it goes, because it's only going into package, but we got some beers out there. It's sad to think what will happen with all this tasty beer that's in kegs, if we don't push it through the tap room. So,
and that brings up something, I'm a member of many beer groups on Facebook, and some people have been sharing posts, and a lot of these are from breweries outside of Texas, but they're all acting like they're apparently a lot of breweries are going to have to start dumping beer out of kegs and stuff. I mean, I guess that's the reality of the scenario, right? I mean,
we've lowered our growler fill prices just to try and get a little bit more of a push. We want this beer in people's mouth. We want people to drink it, and not just for sales, because we don't want to dump it, but it's also the quality of beer. So we won't, fill a growler of old beer. So if it's not moving and we have to dump it, then that's something that we'll have to deal with, but it is a reality. So
wow.
So come drink really cheap beer.
Right. So and
help us not dump beer.
They just
Don't you
call
dump that beer without us
409-740.
We're doing keg stands. Let's hit this.
Right.
Yes. Can we buy kegs directly from you, or do we have to go through a store?
So we actually only do direct keg rentals.
Okay.
So when we've just changed it, we didn't do it for kegerators, but now we're like, hey, if we've got 30 days here, let's fill your kegerator. So yeah,
Okay.
you can. And that would be actually reaching out to me personally, info@galvestonislandbrewing.com, and setting that up. But yes, we would love to put that. We will sell you a keg for you and your 9 other socially distanced friends, or just for you and your, you know, or just you and yourself, because we're all thirsty at this time.
Okay.
Sade, have you been drinking more since all of this has gone on, or
There's not much else to do. Yes. I'm actually with my son a lot more, so he's helping me not do that, you know, but yeah, I don't know what else you do in these times. I've actually creative drinking is another thing too.
Like brainstorming, journal. You have a journal on your, you know, you drink and then you write into a journal, you know, business plans, creative ideas, right?
That are like, what can we
domain names
mix together to make something new? I'm in a michelada phase right now, so
Yes.
you know, yeah.
Do a beer specifically for micheladas.
Say that again.
Do a beer specifically for micheladas. Brew one.
Yeah, I've been jamming with
Yeah.
some Causeway, and somebody actually that Vintage Crown, the michelada bar over downtown Galveston.
Oh, I still haven't been there yet.
Yeah, they brought me some mix, and so good. But that's been my find new ways to drink beer.
Well, I'm really impressed with the big ass billboard of Tiki Wheat.
Heyo.
That, I mean, I know that our friend Josh with Beer Chronicle took the picture, and it's just such a good photo, and it really represents Galveston. It's so fucking rad.
It is so dope, dude. Josh is amazing. I'm so glad I found him, of course, through social media, and dude, he's just been so awesome for us. And so to tell him that we were going to put his picture on a billboard, you know, little entrepreneur photographer and little entrepreneur business, man, that was just a big, bold statement in the beer for us. You know, it was huge.
Absolutely.
Like, it's the first one for us. I know a lot of breweries have tons of billboards, but it was big for us. So we're super excited about it. And we wish more people were seeing it right now, but come here. Oh, I want to get the cat in here so bad.
Do it. What's the cat's name?
Is she there? Indy, the cat.
Are we doing cat things now?
Apparently.
I apologize. I got to go, but great hanging out with you guys. Sorry I got to leave, but any other questions, hit me up. I'll let you know, but thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. And let me know how I can help in any which way you can.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Bobby.
Hey, we should do a collaboration which says math is fun. Just because I love math. Collaboration, but
it is an exact science.
And great to be on here. But sorry I gotta leave. But have a good night, guys.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers, Bobby.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
More cats.
Should I grab a cat? I've got 5.
This is one of 3.
I'm gonna go grab a cat.
Mine
She
just ran out.
totally denied me.
I came back here with them, and they're like, "I don't like this noise."
Oh, what's going on? Party?
Yes, a party of cats.
See the camera.
Oh, Indy! Hi, darling. I love her Instagram page. It's so good.
Yeah, she's got a lot of spunk, a lot of personality.
Jeremy, do you have a cat there?
Yeah. I actually rescued Stringer from the brewery.
Is that one of the ones?
Yeah, it's one of the brewery kittens.
All right.
Oh.
All right, I had a
Right.
cat.
Is everyone bringing out a cat?
We're equaling. Are these female cats? We're equaling with more pussy. So you know.
I don't know if I can help you with the cats here, guys.
Look at Mike. Look at Mike. Hilarious.
Dude, your cat is awesome.
Two others, but the gray one won't let me hold him and just fucking freak out.
Hey, what the hell is that cat smoking, bro?
Some good ganja, but he won't share with me.
He won't share with me.
He's like, fuck it, I'm out.
All right, we're bringing in our next guest, so I'm going to mute all the brewers that are on with us right now. You can hang out with us for as long as you like, but we're going to bring on our next guest, so hang on.
Ding dong. Do we have a ding dong here?
Ding dong. It's Miss Jennifer from 4J
We
Brewing
see
Company.
her.
The sweetheart of Houston beer. That's what I'm called.
What up?
Am I on?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's up, y'all?
Hi.
Hey, first of all, congratulations, because I know during this whole stretch, your whole life's changed a little bit.
Kind of. I got a new partner in crime, huh? New beer.
Your last name changed.
So,
Yeah.
so tell us a little bit about that. What's going on with that?
I married a pretty cool guy.
So any collaborations in the works?
Besides life in general? No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say the whole thing's a collaboration, I guess, right?
I mean, I already buy Stitcher from him, so I mean that's good.
Jennifer, thank you for joining our show. We're so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, first of all?
Well, nothing. I literally just got done brewing and ran home or drove home and got in the door, and I wanted to make sure this worked first. So I need a drink.
Go get a beer. Go get a beer.
Go get a beer.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we'll stall for a second.
Yeah, we'll wait for you.
Properly lubricated.
Yeah, we've got a couple thousand listeners right now,
1,000. I think it's
I think 2,700. Oh wait, that's 27. Okay, hold on.
Something like that.
Math is hard, man.
I always forget to carry that zero.
Let's see. It almost is the Brady Bunch right now. Almost. We need one more person, and we'll have a
All right, we lost Bobby. Damn it.
Bobby's gone. I gotta keep flipping through though to see who I'm talking to. So.
Oh, just
life's hard on a phone, right? I mean,
like the whole grid, right?
No, it only does 4 on like each.
yeah,
little
4 on a
page.
phone on a small.
Yeah, 4 on a phone.
All right, y'all are gonna judge me.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, we don't judge.
Wait, what is
Are
it?
you Wait, what are you drinking?
Well, maybe we will.
Oh!
Oh!
Seltzer water?
It's Oscar Blues, so I mean, it's like kind of cool.
Absolutely, it's craft beer.
Yeah.
What
Drink what you like.
We only have like heavy stouts right now. We need to refill. So here's a little something lighter.
Yeah.
What's up, Jen?
So congratulations to you and Garrison. You guys are awesome together. I'm so excited to see this new thing start. So congratulations to you. Question number 1 for me. Any hazy IPA collaborations in the works?
Well,
he wants more than the one.
Yeah. I mean, so when we started doing them a couple months ago, he was helping from the beginning. So I pretty much run everything by him at this point. No, I mean, he's helped out a lot. I've asked a lot of questions, just because it is. I mean, Spindle Tap has obviously, done so great with all of their hazies, so they know what they're doing, and it's a good person to learn from. So, I mean, I've asked Garrison a lot of questions, and so every few, we try to do a hazy about every quarter now. So we'll keep them coming out. We've pretty much done the same one with just a small adjustments, but we'll have some fun with it next time.
Mm-hmm. So how's the tap room been so far in light of everything that's been going on? What's your normal day to day, Monday through Friday look like?
Yeah, what's the pivot like?
Yeah, not too much, honestly, just because I've been the main one doing all the production and office work and tap room. I know my mom helps out a lot, obviously, on the tap room side, but she's in the category that, with older in age that needs to be kind of at home. So she's, her and my dad both have just kind of taken a little back seat on that. So they're not around as much. And then in terms of the production, I mean, we're still up. I increased inventory getting ready for our anniversary party that was supposed to happen on the 21st. But instead of an anniversary party, I have a new anniversary. That's the day Garrett got married. So
yeah, you guys got married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was, we had a lot of inventory, so we're going through that, but then I'm still brewing. So we're keeping up just fine, or being able to, still brew and produce, which is great. And then on the taproom side, it's weird only working like a couple hours every day. And so being home at, 8 o'clock on a Friday night is really odd. It's kind of sad. But but in terms of people coming by, like we've still had really good support. We're on average with our sales that we've have been doing since beginning of this year. The only thing is, in terms of what we could be doing right now, because weather, March to, Memorial Day is such a hot time, not hot, but a good time, not hot in weather.
Should pick up. Yeah.
Right. So it's like the best season for breweries and patio weather and all that. And so that definitely, we're going to be down compared to last year, this for the first quarter, but what are you going to do about it? So, but we're fine. Right. We're doing just fine. So being small and starting small has definitely put us in a good position.
So if craft beer lovers want to pick up some beer from 4J, what's the best? Do they call you and set up the pickup ahead of time, or is there a website to go to, or Facebook page, or what?
So we're still
what's the best method?
Yeah, we're still accepting walk-ins, but we're trying to encourage you to go onto our website and go to like the merchandise side. You can order beer, growlers, and 4-packs. So shout out to Flying Rhino Brewing Company. They're a brewery in Planning that plans to open in Dickinson. Ryan De La Rosa, he had a growler machine just sitting around for his homebrew, for samples for his homebrew. And so that was just sitting around, and I asked to borrow it during this time. So we are borrowing his canning growler machine. So we're able to do 16 ounces and do 4-packs, which is awesome. That has really helped us a lot and a huge game changer. We've already sold out of our growlers, so we don't have any you can bring in a growler and we can fill it, but the 4-packs have been a game changer. So come into 4J and order online, just because if you are ordering 4-packs, it helps that we can package it before you get there. And then
you'll be ahead of schedule. You'll do it in advance, and also it'll make the transaction easier, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And we want to package it that day, just because we're not 100% sure on how long they last. So we want to make it as fresh as possible. And so we're packaging right after you order it. And then the other thing is, so starting, I think they're going to let it go live maybe Saturday, but we're going to be on Hop Drop coming up. So
oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So, because right now it's just, pretty much what's in your neighborhood. Where are you going to a mile down the street? So, our neighborhood's great. Our community's great. Spring Branch is awesome, but Hop Drop will really let us, allow us to get to other neighborhoods right now.
My neighborhood for sure.
We're 5 to 4 now.
What'd you say?
The vagina balance has shifted, Sylvia.
Finally.
I'm excited that you guys are going with Hop Drop, because that's how I'm getting most of my beer nowadays is getting delivered. You pay $15 a month for a draft wagon account, and they pretty much deliver to everywhere in Houston. So you can I can order B52 in Conroe and have it a couple days later, and it's perfect, because you're paying for a tip, you're paying for your monthly service, but that's no more than like what you would pay your friend to go and mule it. It's the same thing. It works great. I'm so happy that you guys got on it.
Yeah, it's definitely very convenient. So that's good.
So what are they doing now? Are they like pooling it and then distributing it? It's almost like a mini distributorship, or what?
Not to my knowledge. Jennifer, do you know?
Well, they're pretty much just like they're picking up your beer for you. That's pretty much about it. So it's no different than selling, a mule, like what you're saying, Sylvia. You know more about it than I do, but, one person comes in and buys 10 4-packs and they're on their way kind of thing. So, what they do.
Yeah,
with
I'm
it,
guessing they're trying to stay outside the 3-tier system. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right now it's selling to just like a customer for us. So it's selling pretty much a growler, or, you know, essentially a growler to go. So there's no difference in licensing. There's no, you know, none of that stuff. So it's easy.
I'm so far out of the loop. I think it's a badass idea. I think I'm gonna have to look into this.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Bella. Hey, Lori.
I knew all about it. I was not on social media.
I don't
So.
have time.
Hey, oh, it's so cool seeing everybody.
No, this is freaking cool as hell, isn't it?
I know. Can we just do like happy hours? Just like
right.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we started doing that on the group because we were just like going, all the social people are just going crazy. Like, oh my God, I want to go to a bottle share. And I'm like, settle down. You don't want to go. You just want to drink. Let's just hang out.
Let's have a shotgun group started, right? I mean,
yeah. Cool.
Yep.
This is so cool.
Hey, should we do another Glut Coast Power Hour sponsored chug?
Wait, so am I supposed to chug what I have in here?
Sure, why not?
Hold on.
I mean, I can refill if that needs to be.
Fill up
But
mine first. I'm empty.
I'm drinking a West Coast, okay? I can't be chugging that.
I already drank one.
I'm on my fourth one.
No, they caught me with a full art card, Lori. You're chugging that.
Game on.
God
Just
damn,
kidding.
I got
I'm gonna get me a little taste of glass. Can I do that?
You need to fill it up.
Fill it up.
There you go.
I'm drinking local and coastal. Local and coastal.
Act like a brewer, Lori.
I'm almost done with mine. I'm trying to finish it so then maybe I can go on to something else. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
What do you mean maybe? Just fucking go on something else.
Ooh.
Shut your little dirty mouth.
I think what else is next? Maybe lemongrass? Well, I don't have that on yet. Oh, sorry guys, we're in the middle of
They're all we could afford.
It's so loud in here.
The Galactic Coast Power Hour. More with these two. In just a minute.
What was that?
Are we supposed to finish our drinks?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Or,
Did
at
you
least give
finish
it a try.
Oh, I didn't finish mine.
Sparkling water?
It's water.
What flavor is it?
Well, this is not the berry. This is the pink, but it's damn
Okay.
good.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cool. Cool.
Are we doing this?
Oh, I already did it. I'm
Oh,
refilling.
Val. Put us to shame.
I've got more sound clips.
All right, throw up later. You tell me why.
We have video evidence why. And audio, although audio is not as, incriminating.
Hey, you know what I was gonna ask you, John, and Mike, how come we haven't heard any like the old school Galactic Power Hour commercials, man?
Oh.
Right. Yeah, right.
You gotta do that, man. You gotta represent.
Just add some in right now. Yeah.
Don't make me.
Some of the ACU Texas studio commercials and the old there was quite a few back in the day.
Dude,
but we've taken this on the road, man. We've gone rogue. We're going commercial free apparently.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I'm just messing with you guys, man. I love you guys.
I love you, man. Love you. And Val, of course, was on the first ever episode, which we now refer to as the lost episode. It aired live, and there's no video evidence, no video or audio evidence that ever happened.
I think that was made purposely.
Well, yeah, that's all in the studio. Yeah,
That was a fun night. I remember that.
That was a lot of fun. That was April 12th, which was Human Spaceflight Night. That's Yuri's night. That's the first shuttle mission. Yeah.
Yep. That was a lot of fun. I brought a lot of really.
And you've been on 3 episodes since, and this is your 4th. Yeah.
I know. I love you guys.
What a ride! What a ride, man. Mike and I thought we'd do this thing for like a month or two. Here we are. 2.5 years later, still doing it, kind of.
I know, right? I think I was on your show, John, episode 4, and then you guys were like, "Hey, do you want to come on and be on our show?" I'm like,
"Man, you got fire."
I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, John, John, check this out, man. You know, I never leave home without him.
Oh, look at that.
My space shuttle shot.
Okay,
Nice.
are we showing off socks?
They're space shuttle socks, man.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm barefoot right now, so I'm going to lose a sock battle.
Wearing taps yesterday. Now I just have crazy cat dad.
Nice. I thought Mike was gonna say he's just wearing a Valence's Pro shirt, nothing below it.
I'll be honest, Val. I got a little worried when you wanted to show us
Be a
something.
Mike thing.
He said it was a no pants issue. I thought everybody was not wearing pants.
That's the next episode.
That's a special. That's a paywall screaming episode. Yeah.
That's not a Facebook Live episode.
We'll set up a Venmo and PayPal.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely a PayPal link to get into that episode.
Let's do a quick exercise. What beer have you been drinking, or what style have you been drinking the most since all this kind of shit went down at the house? We'll start with John and Mike.
All right, so I've been drinking. Citramella is kind of like my go-to, and Cianarro's our car. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I finally got my
IPA
back up and going.
Yeah, pretty much IPA. Yeah, IPA or pale ale. Yeah.
Car and our car double.
Ah, nice. Lindley, what did you say?
It's been a mix of shit, because if it's Friday, I chug whatever the fuck is in my fridge, but
gotta clean it out.
You know? Whatever I got, I don't really give a shit anymore. So
what about you, Sharday?
A lot of flip-flop drinking in the house, pale lager. So it's a little bit lighter on the ABV, so I can drink more.
Yeah.
I can make it longer. When the husband comes home from work, I don't look as drunk. Just watching the baby all day, baby. I got this.
For sure. Jeremy, what about you?
Mostly a ton of lager or Vienna lager, crushing that, and a lot of my homebrew sour.
Ooh, which is delicious.
Yeah.
You have a homebrew sour that I haven't tried yet?
I've been brewing funky sour beers since I started homebrewing like 6-7 years ago, dude.
Okay, so I need some of that. I need some.
What about you, Val and Lori? What y'all been sipping on?
Well, I drink, my go-to is vodka in my day when I'm at home.
It looks like water.
I've been drinking Doc Hop a day. I love that one.
Oh yeah, baby hands is what we call that one.
Mm-hmm.
Josh at St. Lundor, I brought him a couple cans of Heavy Hands because he loves that beer, and he's like, you know what, my Doc Holiday tastes exactly like this. Come and try it. And so we did side by side, and it was damn near the same. And he's like, this is baby hands. This is baby hands.
I've been doing a lot of sours, like Berliners. I've been hitting Berliners really hard lately. Berliners, sours. I'm doing a lot of really cool experimentation batches with Berliners, and about to roll out some really neat shit coming up in the next couple of weeks. So.
Yay!
Oh,
there we go.
Man.
Jennifer, what have you been drinking on?
Well, I'm apparently the worst brewery owner ever, because I've been drinking sparkling water and vodka martinis, and that's about it.
Dirty martinis, like extra olives and extra juice?
Yes.
Yeah. Blue cheese olives, slightly dirty. Garrison makes a killer dirty martini, so.
Oh, we need to try it.
Last night I drank it and it was literally gone within like 2 minutes, which is super fast.
You just like, yeah.
Yeah, and he looked at it and like he didn't even know if he gave it to me or not. That's how good I did it. So it was good.
Awesome.
So what is it like being married to another brewer that works at another brewery in town? Is it great?
Man, right?
Great question.
Well, it's a good thing.
How's it going?
It's a good thing the industry is so awesome. So, I mean, Spindle Tap is so big, but in terms of competition, I mean, none of the small craft, independent breweries are in competition with each other. Is how we see it. So, I mean, we're all in it against the big guys, kind of thing. So, or people that brew bad beer, even. I mean, that's who we need to make sure, that's who our competition is, and make sure we are all providing the best beer on the market. So, I mean, we are pretty good about, cutting the line, and I'm sure Val and Lori could talk on it too, of like, when do you separate work and family life, So, last night it was like 8 o'clock. I was like, all right, it was 7:45. I said, let's give it till 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, we're done. Let's talk about, other stuff. So keeping that separation is definitely what we are going to try to do.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You're not married to Val. I don't think that we ever separate that.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's owning a business is it's a full-time deal. You never get to escape it. Even when you go on vacation, you never really get to go. It's it's a challenge.
Yep. It's definitely how it is with my family, like my parents too. It's like, because we're, Garrison and I can at least separate it because it's still our own jobs. It's still work for us that we can cut it off. But family, being in business with family, it's like, I don't remember what I used to talk to my mom about before it was 4J related stuff. I mean, not really, but I mean, it's hard to just not, it's easy to just always talk about it. So trying to make a separation.
That's the reason why we're in this business.
Yeah.
If you're not in this business for the passion to be able to talk about it 24/7, then what the fuck are you doing?
Yep. Exactly.
Right.
Yep. But maybe we need a rule of, only after 6 o'clock, only talk about positive stuff or something.
Right.
Talk about the good stuff.
Positive energy. Yes.
Yeah. Hoover, my puggle wants to get in on this.
Oh, hey, can we see him or her?
Yeah, let me see if I can.
We've already seen 28 different
Sorry, I had to
cats.
break the seal.
Oh, right.
Oh, it's a small
Oh,
cover.
yeah. Look at that guy or her.
That's a boy. That's Hoover. That's my puggle.
Hi, Hoover.
That's a
Nice.
pug beagle mix, and it is the worst mixture of an animal. But I love them. A puggle, yeah. Have you seen I Love You, Man? Yeah, Anwar Sadat, that dog. That's a puggle. The dog that poops in the middle of the walkway.
Does yours do that? Is that why it's a shitty dog?
I picked it up.
You don't have a dog that poops on a mat? See, mine does.
Nice.
Hey, Lindsay,
Lights
where's
are
Bert at?
He's outside. He came into the photo earlier, but I came inside because there's no light outside. So he's laying on his bed right now out there, just like, fuck it, I'm relaxing. I'm digesting my food. It's no big deal.
He's waiting for you to come inside so you can snuggle with him.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
When I met Lindley, Lindley was heavily involved in some of the what is it, like dog rescue missions? I don't know.
No, it was search and
Second
rescue.
chance pets.
Search and rescue.
Search and rescue. We would go find like humans live and or dead that were missing. So yeah. Jennifer, I see your face because I'm on your screen right now.
That's intense.
So it was a human rescue?
Yeah, I did that for like 15-ish years. Where I trained my dog to go find humans, live and or dead, depending on what aspect I wanted to do. So,
So like in earthquake zones and stuff, or wow,
earthquake, small
Respect.
child missing that went around, or any of that stuff.
They sniffed the clothes and wow.
Yeah. Yep.
They just sniffed the area. And
It looks like we have our next guest, so I'm going to let him in, and I think that'll complete our Brady
Party keeps going.
Brady Bunch 9 cameras.
I'm gonna sneak out of the cameras. Actually, I've gotta go. I'm still at work. I gotta run.
Thank you so much, Sharday.
So much for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys so much. It was super
Think
fun.
local and coastal. Local and coastal.
Cheers, guys. Good luck to all of y'all out there.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye.
I just realized how you can change the screen.
Right? Oh, look at this guy.
All
Look
of
at this
you now.
guy.
Hey, I see Josh.
One big screen, hit the big one.
Hi.
What's up?
Hey, Josh, I know you can hear us. See if you can get any closer to your mic just so we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nice. Oh, yeah, perfect.
I'm a
Josh,
noob.
we only have
Let's all
four
do
heads
that.
up.
Now it's just weird murder eyes.
Hey! Thanks for joining us, Josh.
All right, in honor of Josh.
I'll be right back.
Izzy, do you want to be in the camera?
Hey, Josh, welcome to the show. What are you drinking?
Heavy hands.
Yay!
Hey!
Short or tall?
Oh, the short can.
Okay.
The ones that you helped me get, Sylvia.
Nice. So that's readily
there we go.
available, I guess, right? The short cans.
Yeah.
The short cans are available.
Boom.
Hey, are we gonna chug another beer? Because I've been warming this up.
What?
It's raining right now.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I'm gonna be really drunk.
I guess I'll do it if you do it, Lindley.
Well, fuck y'all, I'll do it. It's from October of 2018, so.
Yeah, you need to make that disappear.
That's a first batch ridiculous, isn't it?
What's up,
It
Josh?
matches my shirt, you know.
Hey, Josh, welcome to the show. What have you been up to tonight?
You know, it's been a whole day of trying to be a stay-at-home dad and school teacher.
Right?
Oh.
Right? Yeah. I'm actually coming to you live from what used to be the Scene Magazine production studio. Now it's the Ennis School at Home production studio, right? Or yeah, we're all doing school at home right now.
Yep. Didn't even have to go to work today.
Must be nice.
Well, man, Josh, when we visited with you over at Saloon Door in the brand new Texas room, you told us that we're gonna skip the whole month of March. I guess we're skipping the month of April also, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks that way. It's funny.
So I mean, the question we've been asking everybody. So, what's the pivot been like? I mean, obviously, you all are still available in grocery stores and liquor stores and stuff, but obviously not so much in bars and restaurants. So, I guess no cakes in bars and restaurants. Obviously, probably you've developed a more aggressive on-site sale to go curbside pickup scenario. I mean, what's if somebody wants to get some, there's obviously a lot of people in this area that love Saloon Door. So if they want to pick up some Saloon Door, I mean, do they go to your website? Do they go to your Facebook page? Do they just call you? I mean, what's the best way to pick up some Saloon Door?
A fantastic question. Right now, we're doing we're doing 7 days a week, open 4 to 8. So you can come up and you can come get, you can order you can order over the phone. You can call. It's noon to 5 on the weekends. So we're doing the curbside pickup basically. It's been really good actually. We've had a lot of support. I mean, under these circumstances, I am truly amazed at how many people are helping. It's been pretty awesome. So.
God damn, I can smell it. Sorry.
So our Facebook page should have.
I thought you were gonna chug it.
I am, but out of the glass.
So the Facebook page has a lot of details on how people can get some, Saloon Door to go.
Yeah, if you drive up between the hours, folks will help you out. If you want to call it in and just pay for it, pick it up, that's the best way. Some folks have asked if they could pay over the phone. I don't think we have the ability to do that. So if you just call in your order, we can quickly make the transaction happen and get you on your way. But it's been really good. I thought people were going to rally just for the first week, and it's been fairly steady. We're very blessed. So I hope we can keep it going. We're trying to come up with other ideas of how we can just stay alive, just like everyone else. So we're all in the same boat. So can sales also to grocery stores have helped out too. We've been doing that, so that helps.
So we've talked about this with a couple of the other guests that have been on the show, but I mean, there's a push right now to maybe, anytime there's adversity, it potentially could be a positive, although it's hard to see that right now. But changing the laws, maybe allowing breweries to actually deliver beer or ship beer. I mean, is that something that y'all have even given thought to? Is that something that y'all would embrace? Potentially.
I think any option to get product to folks we would embrace if we were allowed to do so. And you got to look for the positive. You got to look for the silver lining in anything like this. You got to have a good attitude just to get through something like this. We're all going to have to help each other and just be positive. So yeah, I mean, we would totally embrace that. I think that'd be fantastic. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of good things that do come out of this. And if everybody could just stay strong and get through it, hopefully, we'll come out better. We'll come out, with more options and, we, able to weather it.
And help each other out too. Help each other out. I think I've been seeing a lot of breweries ordering crowlers for other establishments and reaching out. I think that it's a partnership at this point. It's like not even competitive at this point. It's like let's help each other out completely so that we can all stay in this when the shit comes to.
And the crazy thing about all this too is you got to think about all the morale that everybody's having. They can't come to our places. That's what sucks, because that's what we live by. I know me, Jen, Josh, Jeremy, all of us, we're all in the same boat. We like to see people's faces. And it really sucks when you can't, everyone's like, dude, man, we can't come out to your place. Can we get your stuff? And then I said, let me just do the old school day. Let's start ding dong ditching some stuff. And it's been fun, my whole team has been fun, and we're getting hit crazy from the media and social media, and it's just been a lot of fun. It's got to think of creative ways, and we're all in this together, and I think this is going to really open up a different to the way we do business.
Exactly. No, I mean, challenges bring creativity. I mean, adversity. You got to rise to the. So I mean, and maybe there's we talked about this. An hour ago, maybe there's room for breweries to gain more territory. I mean, maybe now breweries can actually deliver. And I realize, like Bobby from Backpea said, I mean, breweries, they don't want to upset their partners, their vendors. I mean, the grocery stores, the package, places that sell their product. But at the same time, the whole game's just changed a little bit. So, I mean, everybody's pivoting, everybody's trying to figure out what the new normal is. So, and if there's room, I mean, obviously the bars and restaurants now, they're able to sell, at one point they thought they were able to sell, mixed drinks to go. Obviously that wasn't, and everybody kind of knew that wasn't what the new stipulation was. So now they're selling packages for mixed drinks. I mean,
and get a gallon of margarita mix and a freaking
right, exactly, right. I mean, and
party, dude, on the way home.
And truthfully, I mean,
from my house to Gringo's.
Right.
I got a pina colada to go just the other day. Was that not supposed to happen?
Well, the funny thing was the way the law read, it was for delivery with food, not to go. And I've been deep into this.
There's
obviously I've been doing bar and restaurant marketing for 30 years, right? So but yeah. So but I mean, at this point, just sometimes there's the old saying, ask for forgiveness, not for permission. But actually, that's been kind of But now most restaurants are they're doing the bottles of tequila with the mixes, not the whole package, not the mixes all together in a
They're doing it right in gallon jugs, bro.
Yeah.
Well, some are, some were for a while, then they've kind of backed off it. I mean, it's crazy, right? I mean, this is the wild, wild west, so, right? I mean, who knows what's the right thing to do right now, right? And that's kind of the point of the question to Josh, right? I mean, is now the time not to gain that territory, right? I mean, and I respect the hell out of what Bobby said. I mean, right? You don't want to upset your restaurants or even upset the grocery stores and the liquor stores. I mean, you don't want to threaten them with what you're doing, but at the same time, I mean, do you look for I mean, first of all, I mean, everybody, I mean, the bars, restaurants, breweries, I mean, they need to, I mean, obviously their whole business model's been a little bit shaken up. So,
How many left after this whole shakeup, though?
Right. Well, I mean, I've seen some scary articles about, how many restaurants, the whole industry's, I mean, in decline, right? I mean, based on what's going on, right? So, I mean, we figure out the angle, figure out the positive, figure out how to make this work, how to keep the restaurant and the bar and the brewery people employed, right? I mean, that's all I'm getting at.
Hey, I mean, Big Beer and Distro made the same argument against beer to go in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like grocery stores, liquor stores, bars have been hurt any by beer to go. If anything, I argue it probably increases their sales, because if they have your beer to go, they go home to their place and they go to their local grocery store and buy your beer. Like,
see it, and they're like, yeah.
Well, Bobby made an interesting point that apparently the 18 and plus packs have increased in sales. And I'm thinking to myself, other than Awesome Beer Works, I mean, what craft brewery actually has a bigger than 15 or 18 pack? I think of, obviously Founders has a 15 pack. Basically when Bobby said that, it's like the non-craft beer has made the biggest impact right now. I mean, they're benefiting the most. I mean, because Bobby said 6-pack sales are down, 12-pack sales are down. It's the 15 and 18 and 24 packs. And I'm thinking, what craft beers are in 15 or 18 or 24 packs? I mean, other than Founders.
Case discounts. If
Exactly.
You're
Exactly.
Beer,
So it's price point, I guess, at that point. But
that's also that's just a macro view of the market. I mean, on the whole, maybe those package sales are up, these package sales are down. I mean, our 6-pack sales are up. They're fine.
Exactly, because Spindle Tap and Saloon Door and 4J's breweries, their market's not going to buy. You're not going to buy an 18-pack or a 24-pack of Miller Lite, no matter what it costs. I mean, you could give them a Miller Lite pack, and and they probably wouldn't want it because they'd rather have some good Texas craft beer, right?
But I could just buy 3 6-packs of like Heavy Hands and be happy, But I can do that easily at the brewery versus the store. It's the way I see it is like people. I only want to go to the store once, so let me buy 18 to 24 beers because that's going to last me
2 days.
A day and a half.
Is it a Friday? Are you shotgunning?
Friday.
2 hours.
Is it Friday? Things get crazy, but
we stay late enough. We can do it tonight.
Right?
Yeah.
So keep going.
Nice. We're only.
Yeah, but that brings up an interesting point, though. So Josh and I collaborated on an IPA 2 weeks ago. We brewed our first collaboration, which I'm super excited about. But unfortunately, we think the beer will be ready probably around 420. We conveniently timed it, no big deal.
Well, I would embrace a 420 release.
But it's like, can we continue this trend? So, Josh, please tell everybody about the beer that we brewed and how that's going, because I'm dying for an update.
What hops did you guys use? What happened?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was actually, we're going kind of back to our roots with IPAs. We tried to do a hazy IPA a while ago with one of our house yeasts just to see if we could pull it off, and it didn't work out, but it turned out really good. And it ended up just being a juicy IPA. So we're kind of going back to that recipe. We got some fun hops to play with. So we got some Galaxy and Sabro, which I thought those two would go well. And then I'd never used the Styrian Wolf before. It's kind of an interesting hop, and we'll see how those three play together.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be. I mean, it's gone well. It looks like it's good. We're we're dry hopping it tomorrow, so
That's awesome.
gonna have that happen, and then obviously we probably shoot for that 420 release. But I think the beer is gonna turn out really well. We've had some really good success with just a huge amount of Whirlpool edition, and then it's gonna be clear. Actually, we're not. It's gonna be we're just gonna see what happens. But I mean, it'll show you that you can. I mean, a good IPA can be a whole spectrum of things, and that's what we're trying to do. Is it's been so long since we've done that. I love the way our Doc Hoppaday turned out. That's our hazy. It's like in the middle of 5% tit and heavy hands. It's like a 7% all Citra hazy.
Baby hands.
We call it baby hands. Yeah.
And that's
that's a compliment to Spindle Tap when you refer your own beer to something they're doing.
Oh yeah.
I think so, Jeremy.
You can't go wrong with an all Citra beer in any way. So
and the 80s all Citra, and we have a fresh batch that's going in cans. Literally, you can see my team right now. They're out there just working their asses off, canning them up.
Ooh. Bravo.
So
Love it.
Are y'all cracking the whip all the way back there while y'all are drinking?
Technical difficulties here. Sorry.
Lori's all on top of that shit right now.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. The brewery looked big. These are huge behind us.
Val, the key is to get
Not as big
really
as your
low.
beard.
You have to get really
My
low
beard.
and take a picture looking up at the tanks, and they look huge.
I know. I'm telling you. They do.
All from that perspective. You
Like,
get
where the hell are the
your
tanks
camera
at?
lower.
Oh no, that was all like a green screen. Guys are awesome. This is a lot of fun. I feel like I'm like hanging out with people.
Right?
Well, we're actually playing Cards Against Humanity tomorrow with some of our friends with this.
Nice.
Man, we should do a daily stream.
I love it. I'm game.
It's been really fun. We've tried this for Texas Beer Collective, the beer group that we manage, and it's been fun. We've just been hanging out, drinking all of our, beer stashes and just kind of talking, just being like, hey, we can't hang out in real life, but hey, cheers.
All right, so a question to everybody out there. So what's the one thing for a brewery that could change tomorrow that would be the biggest impact?
Coronavirus cases 0.
All right.
Well, I can start this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking right now, the way things are going right now with this whole to-go order stuff, I think, to-go orders and, pushing stuff out, drive-through sales, I don't know, something crazy. This is like totally outside of our comfort zone when it comes to balancing.
For
So
us.
we have never, we'd love to see people walk in here and shake their hand and give them a hug and listen to them cry and tell us about their kids' weddings and, divorces and all this other crazy shit that's
I
going on.
miss hugs by y'all too.
Dude.
What's that?
Hugs.
I miss your hugs. I miss y'all's hugs.
No, y'all are the on-site. I mean,
like
both
virtual
you and Jennifer. I mean, your entire business model is kind of based on on-site, right? I mean, so.
It's huge, and we're real small, But at the same time, doing this whole canning thing is a different world for us, and it's making us really open our eyes about, hey, maybe we do this like 2 days a week, for on-site cans, and maybe increase revenue for us. Because who the hell would have thought that? I'm so damn nervous. I'm so damn conservative about things, and as everybody knows, I've had a crawler machine forever. Everyone's like, when are you gonna put that stuff in cans? I'm like, never.
Get it out of the bedroom, Val, and put it in the tap room.
Well, and you're involved with human space flight, which there's an added carefulness and scenario there. So right, I mean that's.
But keeping it in my bedroom for 2 years is kind of like it's been like a.
Has it helped you, Val?
It has. This has been in my bedroom. No, but what I'm saying, from us selling now, being able to do this and get more cans. Now the biggest thing is trying to get all the cans, because now I'm like, I want cans now, and everyone's like, oh, we don't have cans. We only sell it
right
at a time. I'm like, how can I buy a couple pallets? And I'm trying to. So I'm reaching out across the industry, across the country, of all my friends that I have out there, and any cans that I can get, if I can get pallets of them, I'm gonna load up and then start hooking up our people in Houston. Because I think it's important for all of us. So.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. Did we lose John?
Hopefully not. John Ennis or John Demon.
Oh,
I think we lost
John Demon.
I think we lost John Lord of Clan Demon a while ago. But hopefully I'm still here.
Have it just switched though.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I did get a low. Apparently, might need to charge the phone.
Everybody look at Mike.
Does anybody else think that Mike's teasing us with all those guitars, and we want to know if he knows how to use any of them?
Oh, no. I don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's actually Mike's in front of a green screen, and he does that background. That's not even Mike's background.
Hey,
he can't even touch the guitars.
Distancing at Valencin's.
Mike can play.
Oh, maybe he does have those guitars.
So it's just past 9 o'clock. I was just gonna tell everybody thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's been crazy, the last couple of weeks, and our purpose for Lindley and I can maybe speak for John and Mighty Mike, is that we want to try to bring exposure to the breweries that that we believe in and that we support.
Truth.
And so this is the reason why you guys are on the show, and this is how we want to say thank you for making great beer and being so cool and just being
and figure out all the angles how we can help the breweries, the bars, the restaurants, the service industry, the entertainment industry. How can we help everybody, right?
Exactly. And so, I work a software company, and so I'm privileged to work from home, but this is my way of giving back to everyone else. It's like, hey, look, I don't sell beer for a living, but God damn it, I will help promote it. And I believe in your product, and thank you for doing what you're doing, and keep going, because a lot of people, just like you, are relying on the community to provide, sales for beer. People are relying on you for that morale and that boost. That's what beer is about. It's about fun, it's about community, and it's about, sticking together and, kind of running through it together. So thank you.
You're gonna make me cry.
Drink local. Right?
Yeah. Support local beer when you can.
So we've got a lot of our guests still. Jennifer, Josh, Jeremy. The whole goal of this episode was to figure out how we can connect craft beer enthusiasts to go products from the brewery. So let's start with Jennifer. Jennifer, remind us. We already talked about this, but how can people get 4J Brewing right now?
Come by the brewery Wednesday through Saturday, and then order online ahead if you are ordering 4-packs especially, but we're still accepting walk-ins. And then starting on, I think Saturday, we'll be on Hop Drop. So another way.
So when you say order online, is that 4jbrewing.com or?
Yep.
Awesome. So 4jbrewing.com. So, Val, you're still on my screen right now. I think we kind of covered this, but, let's reinforce it, right? Yeah. So somebody wants to get some awesome award-winning, internationally award-winning Valentine's beer right now. How do they go about doing that?
Well, right now we're doing anything on a tap room, so we're doing to-go sales.
Yeah, we're out of growlers right now, so you got to bring your own growler.
Yeah, bring your own growler. But you're filling you actually have crowlers, I guess.
We got crowlers in today, thankfully. So the guys are filling that. We can sell those in-house. They can walk in and get those, or we can do it online. So we prefer to do the online. So that's the less, the money transfer and stuff like that. So we're
right. So online, they go to where?
I don't know, Square or something.
Your Facebook page probably will get you there eventually, right?
Yeah, you go on Facebook, you'll be able to see it. And we've been seeing a ton of orders coming in all day today.
Yeah. So first of all, if you're listening to this podcast, you should already be a Facebook of Valentine's, Brewing, or probably already are. But so you follow the directions there. Do the online scenario from Square, and then just pull into the parking lot, and they'll fucking bring. First F-bomb for John. They'll bring the beer to you.
He's drunk.
Yeah. All right, so Jeremy. So Spittle Tap has all kinds of options. To get beer, but maybe there's a couple that are. Hold on, I'm gonna get Jeremy on my screen. I'm keep swiping. Jeremy, there Jeremy is. What up, Jeremy?
Oh yeah.
Brother and Brew. So, I assume, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Spindle Taps has some beer for people to buy, right now. Actually, I think you have some new releases, but, so what's the best mode for somebody to get, and this question is kind of double loaded, right? So I've got restaurant clients that, they're on Waiter, the Waiter app, but, there's math involved, and right now they're trying to make money for their bartenders and their servers, and so maybe there's a direction we want to point people to for Spindle Tap that isn't the trend. Maybe it's here or there. I don't know. You tell me, what's the best option for people to get Spindle Tap beer?
I mean, we're pretty much all over town. HEB, Kroger, Specs, Total Wine, anywhere near you should have some of our portfolio.
Hop Drop.
Hop Drop can deliver it directly from the brewery, which will include a lot of the special release stuff. And then also, come by the brewery. We've got everything available there. You can help take care of the bar staff now. That's just the to-go staff that are kind of hurting for hours. And
that's an important point right there. I mean, that's you come to the brewery or you directly contact the brewery. Maybe that helps out some people in the brewery. I mean, I don't know.
There's also an option.
Trying to be,
There's also an option on Hop Drop where they just added a way that you can virtually tip the servers
brewery
at
staff.
the brewery that you want to help. So Spindle Tap has it, Saloon Door has it, a ton of breweries across Houston. Whatever kind of beer you like, you can send a virtual tip through Hop Drop and they'll deliver it right to the brewery.
And I apologize in advance. Right now, I'm in the business of asking the restaurants, bars, and breweries, if you could have people come to you any different angle, what makes the biggest impact for your business and your staffs, and specifically for your staff. So that's where I'm going at. So
always direct sales. I mean, if you come out of the tap room and you buy it from us, obviously that gives us the best profit margin. And anything you buy from the tap room, those tips, those go directly to the front of house people that are working. So you're
the actual Spindle
you
Tap
are directly
people.
helping. Yeah, I mean,
right.
That's always the best way. But I mean, at the same time, you buy a 6-pack from the grocery store. Hey, that helps out the grocery store and their employees. That helps out the distributors' employees. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, just keep buying beer.
Garrison said, "Good answer, Jeremy."
Tell Garrison to get up and talk about coffee. Damn it!
Tell his ass get in front of the camera.
No, he's so embarrassed.
Is he sitting in the corner? I think you're looking at
he's laying on the couch. He's laying on the couch.
Oh.
He's been listening this whole time.
Hi, Garrison. We love you.
Yeah.
Respect.
Wait, higher.
Get up.
There he is.
I saw a hand. I saw a hand. Okay. We'll take that.
I don't like seeing all these videos with no stainless in the background besides me, but it's like I have stainless in my bedroom, so it's.
You're the only one that works 24/7.
Yeah, you're right.
I have a new husband I have to get home to now.
He's gonna pull you right into the passion, into the sickness. You'll be right there with.
Thank you for joining us, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And congratulations. Seriously. Respect.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Jen.
Hope to see you.
That's like a really cool Houston brewery collaboration. I don't know. I mean, maybe there should be an official beer about that, but that's for y'all to decide. So we'll leave that alone. Just throwing it out there.
We're not gonna leave it alone.
I was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
We've talked about it. We've talked about doing like a beer with our dads. So we've talked about it.
Ooh, that's cute.
Nice.
Very cool.
Man, don't sleep on that. I mean, if you have dads, embrace it now, right? Because yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's always going to be around September anyway, so we have nothing's on hold right now. So it'll be later this fall.
No, that'd be cool. Do that, and get back to us when you do that. Yeah. And please do that. That'd be awesome.
Get back.
I know. I remember the first anniversary for 4J was so lit. Oh my God.
See, that just popped up in the timelines.
I know. It's a little sad not having another good time on that one, but
I know.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to end the live session, but you guys are welcome to hang out. I need to pee and grab another beer, but
hold on. Well, we can't end the live session without the proper audio.
Let's go.
Are we? Should I go?
Yes.
Space travel. Beer. Does this look infected? Beer. Voting. Did we mention there's beer?